Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fanboy Talk. We're a weekly podcast, motherfucker. You all say we're not. We are. I'm Troy Boy 17 coming at you live, and I'm joined today, as always, with my co-host Mithi. I forgot to switch to you a little earlier, but it's
To be
fine.
fair, no one says we're not a weekly podcast. They all say we are a weekly
We
podcast,
get bullied
which
about.
we are.
Did you see that comment on that short where like we posted a short
Oh
clip
yeah,
and
I did see that. I know what you're
someone
talking
was
about.
like some motherfucker was like, you can't post shorts weekly and call yourself a weekly podcast. Yes, we can. And also
Yeah,
they were daily. All right, we
yeah.
know what we're doing. And also shorts are a scam. I believe it.
Shorts count. Shorts count. If we ever
We got
miss a week,
we
post a
got
short. That
30 cents from all of those shorts.
really?
We got 10,000 views on a solid like what 4 shorts, like
To
daily
be fair,
shorts.
that's
30
29 more
cents.
than I expected. So
That's fair, I suppose. But I just it drives me crazy. It's all a scam, so I believe it. But anyway, how you doing, Millie?
I'm good. It's been a great week in exactly a week.
It's a problem
Um,
when we say it. It sounds like we're joking. It sounds
I
like it's
know
a
it
bit.
sounds like a
It
joke. I
has
like
been a week. It's been a week
I like
exactly.
like that to make it seem like it's my strategy in a murder mystery too. I say the truth as if it's a lie,
No,
and
your
I say a
strategy in
lie
murder mystery is to be the most suspicious person in the fucking map
that's
and run around like a maniac.
true, and it never works, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Um, I don't tell people what game murder mystery is in.
It's in
It's
Fortnite.
called
We
no,
play
you just
Fortnite together.
yeah,
I don't
okay,
care.
fine.
What? I don't gatekeep.
Are
We
we ashamed of Fortnite? Are we ashamed to play? No, we're not. No, we're not.
we've talked. You had a whole bit on the
No, I
podcast where you would talk about Fortnite.
what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I never played Fortnite. What are you talking about?
All right, what'd you do? Do you do
A
shit?
lie.
You do
I
anything?
guess
You do anything the
I
past
didn't
week?
I didn't do
I'm gonna
anything.
set a time. I'm gonna set a timer so we don't go
Oh,
overboard again.
that's fair. What did I do? I don't know what I did. I read oh yeah, I read
I
Avengers
had a week
Twilight.
to. This guy had a week to prepare, and he was like, I
I
don't
know
know
I didn't
what I
prepare
do.
anything. I did read Avengers Twilight, not to
Uh,
like only be always talking about comics,
is that
but that was a
that's Zdarsky, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Zdarsky.
I don't think I've read that one.
It felt like I haven't seen this comparison before because I don't know if it's as good, but it feels like The Dark Knight Returns for Captain America.
Interesting.
Which is like a whole bag of something, but don't like it's going somewhere and it's really interesting, but tonally it feels very Dark Knight Returns. And contrary to what you'd expect, that's actually kind of interesting to me because what does that tone look like on an Avengers book? You know, I don't know what that looks like in an Avengers book.
Huh.
So,
That's interesting. I have not been following it. I didn't. I did it. Is it? Did it just come out?
it came out I think a couple days ago.
Okay.
I think it came out after we recorded, so
That makes sense because
it's
we record on
it's not
Monday and then Wednesday. Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's Zdarsky. Zdarsky's always a win for me, so I'll check it out.
It's a good book. It is a good book. I wonder
I
if
have,
he is still writing Batman, right? I haven't caught up with
yeah,
new Batman,
yeah.
but
I'm so
I
far
think
behind.
he's writing Batman in
I'm
Avengers, I
behind
think.
on every comic ever. I'm behind on even Green Arrow because
Mhm.
I heard that I was just pre-ordering the book and I was giving them my money to support
Yeah.
Green Arrow and Williamson and stuff. And then they were like, okay, now we're an ongoing, and I'm like, cool. Still haven't read it. I
It's
remember the
just
first
sitting
issue
there.
and I was like, that's cool, but I just haven't done it.
Yeah, they announced their solicitations. It was like a huge thing, but I don't know. I didn't see something that was like super interesting yet. I still haven't really dug through it.
I know there's
But
that big Superman event coming this year, and I don't normally like events, but that seems kind of interesting. It's a Brainiac thing.
I think I saw a
Uh
cover. Yeah.
yeah. And it's cool that it's like a Superman focused event for the first time in forever. Because
Mhm.
God knows that guy has been, but I've heard the
Yeah.
Williamson run is good. I need to read it. I need to read it. I've heard it's really good.
I wanna read no one's talking about the Rom V, Detective Comics run that he's doing right now, but I keep seeing
You're
the covers for
right.
those, and it looks really interesting,
And Ranve's
but
cool.
I don't
Ranve
know
makes
I
really
don't
good comics. Why is nobody talking about that?
yeah, but no one I haven't so if anyone in the comments has read it, tell us if it's good or not, I guess, because
Yeah.
I wanna know if it's good.
Or in the
I'll read the
Spotify,
review.
I keep looking this way because that's where I'm looking. Or in the
Yeah,
Spotify community questions, something Q&A.
yeah,
Spotify is a Q&A now, and I didn't know about
yeah.
that. So
I saw 3 comments on there, and none of them were questions, but
one of them
were
was a
one of
question. Actually,
what was the
it's
question?
what we're
Oh,
gonna get to at the end of the
okay,
show. But
okay.
Yeah.
So that's the motivation. Everyone give questions so we can answer
Yeah.
them.
Everybody watch things on Spotify. I'm not sure which platform is the most monetized, makes us the most money, but watch it on whatever one that is. If that's
Yeah.
YouTube or if that's Spotify or if
You
that's
go
Apple, I
figure
don't know.
out which platform gives us the most.
I gotta
Then
get the
go
bag.
watch
Listen,
it.
all right. I can't. Not everybody responded to Mr. Beast while they were driving home.
I
I
wasn't
saw that
driving.
motherfucker.
I wasn't driving. I had gotten back and I posted it as I entered my apartment.
I got a text
You
from him
don't.
saying, "I'm on my way home," and then I look on Twitter and it said 59 seconds ago. He fucking responded to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast was like, "Respond to me and follow me for money," and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, Mithi.
iTop did it, so I did it. That's why I did it. He did it for the same exact reason. He wanted money for Jason, and I was like, I want money for my thing. So, ha, we'll see who
You know, the
wins.
podcast could make you money.
It's gonna go to
If we
some.
take again, if we take this podcast seriously, I've seen the numbers that some of these get.
Yeah. How about this?
Now
If I
we're gonna
actually win it,
we're gonna
I'll
okay,
get.
go for it.
I'll dedicate like a couple bucks to the Fanboy Talk Fund.
Yeah,
A few
thanks.
bucks of the
Thanks so
$25,000.
much. Thank you so much.
I'll
It's been
dedicate.
6 minutes. What the fuck is this episode?
I don't know. What
That
have you
time,
been up
I feel like I pushed that timer. I have a
to?
5 minute. I have a fucking button now for a 5 minute timer for our sections. I feel like I
Yeah.
pushed that button and looked away and looked back, and now we have 45 seconds left on the timer. What the fuck are we doing here?
I
What
don't
are
know.
we here just to suffer?
I don't know. It's not real. What did
It's
you? What
not
have you been
real.
up to? What did you do?
I got a haircut,
Mhm.
and I was gonna talk about that, and I guess I will. It's very stressful getting haircuts, man. I was
Yeah.
very stressed out. Like I don't like barbershops. Do you fuck with? Do you go get,
I
where do you get hair? You get haircut like a barbershop?
I go to Great Clips. There's a barbershop nearby, and I kind of want
Hmm.
to go, but I just end up going to Great Clips.
Is
There
that
was
just
one
like?
time.
Is that like a?
There's this
What is that?
very.
Is it? That sounds like a barbershop.
I mean,
I
it's a
guess I don't
Great
know.
Clips. It's like a
I don't
chain, so
know.
it's not like.
Oh, okay. Like it's like a supercuts type thing.
Yeah, I know we're over time. I want to tell this
I
one
don't
story
care.
because it
We got 10.
freaked me
No,
out.
no, no, no. We got 10. We're
Okay.
fine.
Okay, listen. So I go to this Great Clips. There's a lady that cuts my hair there usually. This
Hmm.
was last December, right? Like at the beginning of December. There's this lady who cuts my hair there usually, but she was cutting someone else's hair. And I, the nervous freak that I am, decided not to go ask for her specifically to cut my hair. And this
Hmm.
other random lady decided to cut my hair.
Oh,
I
I don't
sat
like where
down
this
in
is
this
going.
chair,
Mm-mm.
and
Mm-mm. You piece of
she was.
shit. You're a
I
piece of
know,
shit, Mithi.
I
You are
know,
scum of the earth for this.
I know.
Whatever's about to happen, you deserved it.
Listen, she cuts my hair very individually. You see how long my hair is. It's not like the longest in the world, but it's not like short buzz cut hair,
Yeah.
right? She's cutting it like millimeter by millimeter. And I'm so confused as to what's going on. And she keeps asking me, it's like, do you want like 2.5 inches here and then like half an inch here, but then like a fourth of an inch here? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Please stop asking me these questions. I just get a normal haircut. And then in the middle of the haircut, there's something going on with the cashier, and this other lady is telling her something. And she says, "Yeah, I guess this is a good thing that I don't work here." As I'm getting my haircut. And I didn't
That's what
say
you
anything,
all I'm saying. That's what you
but
get for cheating on your cheating.
she
That's what you get.
she
You deserve it.
she had shown up to help out because I think they were low staffed or something, and
That
she
makes
was
sense.
friends with the owner. And I was still grateful. It was a decent enough
Yeah.
haircut. It was pretty good. But I just remember the little like
The
beat
fear.
my heart skipped of just like wait, why did you say that while I'm sitting in the chair and you're like midway through? I was very scared.
It's,
So I hope that didn't happen.
that's why you never cheat on your hair cutter.
Yeah,
That if
yeah.
someone touches your hair and then you go to the same place and go to a different person,
I
death.
didn't
Death
mean to. I
penalty.
didn't know the
Yes,
etiquette.
you
I didn't know
did.
that. I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
It was a
Uh-huh.
willing choice. I'm on her
Fine.
side.
I guess I'm the asshole. Thanks, Reddit.
Yeah.
That's what happened with
But
your haircut.
I've had just terrible luck with like haircut places and like barbershops and stuff because like I'm
Mhm.
very particular. I'm very I don't know. And like there was one person that could do it well, but then they just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. And so when I
Mhm.
was in college, I like started cutting my own hair. And then COVID happened and it was like, okay, cool. This is a skill I have to
This
do.
is
And that's
real,
nice. But then that's when it looked different and I was doing it differently. And then I started doing it this way now, but it was built for another way. and so it just grew out in like a gross way. And as it got longer and longer, I got very scared. I got more and more anxious to the point where like I called this place. I did like a week worth of research. I looked at every single person's
All the
Instagrams.
reviews.
I literally
Yeah.
stalked every single Instagram out. I was like, has anybody cut a hair similar to mine? And one
Yeah.
person did. And I was like, okay, I trust this place. Fine. Cool. And I almost cried on the phone talking to these people of just like, I haven't done this in so long. I don't know what I'm doing. It's a mess right now. And everybody's like, oh, Troy's hair looks really good. And that's really nice of you, but you're fucking wrong. I lie I fake it on the internet. It did not look good before. And
I
so
think
like
it
I
looks
was
pretty
almost
good.
sobbing over the phone. And then Stephanie is her name, and she helped me quite a bit. And I'm like, thank God for Stephanie. So it was a
Wow.
very expensive haircut, but whatever. I
The part
cried, so
that
it was fine.
I guess. I
I did
didn't
not.
hate your hair before, and it looks like nice now.
It was just
Doing the
I
long
don't know.
locks?
I like it long, but I don't like it wasn't built for long. It wasn't like because what I was doing when I was cutting myself is just I took clippers. I set it on
Yeah.
the longest like guard, like an inch, and then I took the top of my hair and I just like tied it up, and then I just this went around, and
Mhm.
so it was fine for what I was doing before, but not for this shit. And then it grew to a point where I was just not happy with it. But now I'm happy with it. And thank you, Stephanie. And now the next video that comes out less than a week. If I film it, I'm gonna film it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 75% me on camera because I don't want to edit it. That's the
That's
real
why you get
goal.
the haircut. That's the investment.
Honestly, it is.
The haircut is a business expense because
It's either
it was,
I pay for the haircut or I pay for Doug to edit it. That's
yeah,
it. And Doug's
yeah,
busy this week. I think he is.
yeah,
I might message him. I might text him. This is
but
a
yeah,
long
your hair
video.
looks good.
Oh
I
my
always wanted kind of hair like that, but then I never did just because it becomes like this. It turns into
yeah.
curl.
I
And
mean,
everyone's
that's
like, "Oh
good.
my god,
Everybody
you have
wants
curls."
curls. Everybody
Great.
wants waves and
Wants
shit.
curls.
This
Everyone
my
doesn't want what they want, like what they have, you
yeah.
know?
Everybody
And that's
wants to be just born different. Yeah.
yeah, I wanna be Batman, but can I be Batman? No. Speaking
You
of
could.
Batman,
Yeah.
what I don't know. I don't have transitions. That's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
job.
you make the segue this time, actually.
Speaking of
Go for it.
Batman, Rocksteady made a
Actually, hang
Batman
on.
game.
Wait,
You know who else
hang on.
makes
There you go.
games?
There you go.
No,
Continue.
I don't like this. I don't
Go
like
ahead.
this. You can
Go ahead. Camera 3, pushing on him.
okay. This is camera 3 now?
That's camera 3.
I could turn on my
this
camera.
this is
It's like,
camera 1. This is camera 2. No, fuck. Wait. This is camera 1. This is camera 2. This is camera 3.
yeah. This is a great audio bit for the audio podcast.
Listen,
And that's
we
not gonna be
reworked our entire setup to just have it be we reworked the whole RSS feed to get
yeah.
fucking video on Spotify, and I don't think it was worth it. I think
Yeah.
we lost like half of our viewers.
But
based
it's
on the
fine
numbers.
because we cut really fast. So that's what matters.
Yeah.
So you can switch. Don't
Yeah.
do that again. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's wrong.
Yeah, you don't like the pressure, huh? Not so easy. Not so
entire
easy being a personality on the internet.
No, yeah, exactly.
What do you think about billionaires? Go.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. No. I said no. I said no. I said no.
Wait,
This is what it's like.
I don't even think the booing went through. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it went through to the. Oh, it's still going.
It is. Okay.
I just realized I have a wait. Oh my god, the stream. Oh my god, there's too many things on the stream deck. I just realized I have a noise gate on my mic, which probably cut out the booing. So I don't think it worked. We'll get there. We'll figure it out.
I like that the first soundbite ever on the podcast now, since its revival, has been a boo for me. Like that just seems correct. You know?
Well, again, I want to set up the thing where it's like 1 in 10 chance for the applause, like on the applause, it becomes a boo.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
That's gonna be great on guests if we ever have guests. Just be like,
that work? Did that work?
I hear it.
I don't know if it's going through. Is it going to me? Okay, cool. That's good to know.
I think it's going through.
I don't think it's going through on.
It's a little softer, but like I do see like a little thing.
That's weird. It sounds whatever. We're a very professional podcast. Anyway, Indiana Jones game got a trailer.
That's what I was trying to transition to.
Yeah, no, I caught it. I just wanted you to do it. I wanted you to finish it. I wanted you to finish the bit.
I don't
but
want
Indiana Jones
Okay,
in the Great Circle. What? Yes.
question.
What?
Is it it's not a Bethesda game.
It's Bethesda published. It's from.
Okay.
Oh my god, what are they called? They did the Wolfenstein games.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and
I
they're
know who
cool.
you're
I like
talking
the Wolfenstein games are great, and I'm like, cool. They, you know, those Wolfenstein games are
Mhm.
fucking good because they're like, yeah, you get to really fuck up some Nazis, and I'm like, that's the
Yeah,
energy I want in an Indiana Jones game,
which you can do from the
which
trailer.
you can do, yeah.
You are
And
playing.
it's the first person is interesting, but I kind of like it. I like it because it's like it's not going to be Uncharted then, because there's always going to
Yeah,
be that difficulty of like, okay, Uncharted is just Laura Croft and Indiana Jones. So how
yeah.
do you make it interesting and stuff? But yeah, it's first person. That's kind of neat. Troy Baker is going to be voicing him,
You can
which
tell it's Troy Baker.
you can, but he's not doing the Troy Baker voice.
Yeah, he's
He's
doing
doing
something
Troy Baker's impression of Harrison Ford, and I kind of wish it was more Troy Baker's interpret. Like I wish they instead, like you know how Arkham Origins, it was Troy
Mhm.
Baker doing a Mark Hamill impression, and then Roger
Yeah,
Craig Smith doing a Batman voice. And I
yeah,
think Roger Craig Smith was way better. I mean, Troy Baker was good as Joker, but I think Roger Craig Smith was a great Batman instead of just doing a Kevin Conroy voice.
yeah.
Um, I kind of wish it was a similar situation instead.
Mhm.
Like I wish he had gone that approach instead of just trying to be Harrison Ford. But it's hard because
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is Harrison Ford. It's not like anybody else has fucking played him except River Phoenix in the beginning, and then in the beginning of three,
Anthony
and then
Cooper,
whoever
I think he did
for
like
the show.
voiceover for some,
Oh, did he?
right?
Interesting. I
I
don't
think so.
fucking know.
Either that or he was also a stand-in for the new movie, but I don't remember.
Maybe. I don't fucking know. Fuck that movie, man. We'll talk about that later.
Or
That's a
we
bit of
won't maybe.
foreshadowing. Or
Um,
maybe. I don't know.
I the I saw a lot of debate about the third person versus first person thing. I think
Mhm.
the only thing that really confused me about that is they showed elements of third person related gameplay looking stuff. Like when he's
Like
whipping
what?
around,
Oh,
like when he
yeah.
whips around, you kind of see that as like a third person bit, and it didn't look like it
True.
was a cutscene. It don't look like it was gameplay. And so I was like, why
I
would
admit
you?
I did only watch the trailer once, so that
I
was when
gotta
it
watch
came out. So it's some a little foggy on it
fog,
or fuzzy,
foggy about it.
whatever. Um I think I wonder if it might be like a like I mean the other Bethesda games let you switch between the two, but I don't think Wolfenstein does. So that I don't know. Or maybe you switch to third person for swinging or something to keep you from
Maybe
getting
it is
motion
like.
sickness.
Yeah, or if it's like Uncharted style like navigation, but then combat is first person or something like that.
I don't know.
But
I
that
kind of
would
prefer to stay
be
all first person, honestly.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Do you think the reason they went for first person is just to make themselves different? Because that feels
Well,
weird to me.
they've also done first person games before.
First
Like the
person,
Wolfenstein
yeah,
games
like
are
that's
first
okay.
person. But
That's
I don't
fine.
think I haven't actually played the Wolfenstein games. I've just kind of like seen story stuff. I want to play them. I have them. I just haven't done it because I think they're too hard for me. That's why I didn't. I had a chance to play one and I was like, this is hard or something.
Mhm.
I don't fucking know. But I don't know if those games have a third person switch. I don't think they do.
And
I
that's
don't
the
know.
thing is like the developers of Dishonored, they're making Arcane, right? They're
Yeah, yeah.
making the Blade game, and they announced very
They are. Wait, is
specifically,
it
like
them? Oh yeah, it is
think
them.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
announced
And
on
they
stage
did
very
Deathloop too.
specifically that this is a third person experience. Like they like
That's
made and that like
true.
that got a lot of excitement, you know? And so I think like the normal player base going to play these games wants to see their favorite character do their
Yeah,
favorite
they want to
thing.
see Indiana
And
Jones
that's
as
like
their Indiana
yeah.
Jones. That's true.
And you don't get to see that, and understand that perspective, but if the gameplay is good enough in the first person mode, I don't
Mhm.
think that matters, but I don't think you're gonna be able to make that assessment until you see, like, actual full
I mean,
gameplay or you actually play,
realistically, like let's
right?
think about what the gameplay of an Indiana Jones game would be. It's gonna be a shooter. He shoots
Yeah,
and he whips and he punches.
just
I'll
a little
bet
bit
you
of puzzling.
it may be similar to like a GTA where it's just like they have a third person mode and they have a first person mode, and Red Dead 2 also has this where you can just switch. You just pick whatever you want. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good point though, because like why would I don't know. That's good. That's I don't know. It seems
Yeah, 'cause
cool.
it is about the IP to a certain extent, because why
Yeah.
would they decide to completely switch to a third person experience on something like Blade if it wasn't for just the character being Blade, right?
Well, it
So,
might also be Blade is a lot more because Arcane did a lot of stealth stuff and shooter stuff, like Deathloop is a shooter.
Yeah.
But and Dishonored is kind of mostly a stealth and a little bit of shooting and stuff. Blade is a little bit more like action and a little bit more
Yeah.
melee required, and I think that works better in third person, whereas gun stuff works better in first person for the most part.
Because you
Obviously,
want
third person shooter exists, but
yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, I don't know. I think the game looks cool, and like I know I was talking with Yash about it on the Patreon Discord. And he was saying like because Spielberg's not involved, he's not really into it. And like that's how I felt about the movie. And I will talk about that in a bit. But because I mean my head it's like cuz it's a game, I'm like more open to it. And if they're going to franchiseify this, which I don't like when Indiana Jones is franchised. Like to me it's just like
It's
okay,
not canon. Is it not? Does it
I'm
matter?
assuming, I don't think it really matters. I think it's just a fun Indiana Jones game. But to me it's just like I don't like it being franchised because to me it's just like okay, you have the movies, you have the first 3 movies, maybe 4, and then they stand alone very well, and I don't like too much being added because it's so reliant on Indiana Jones the character that like it's not like Star Wars where it's like you can do whatever you want with Star Wars. I don't know.
Yeah.
But except I guess Star Wars is doing the exact same thing because it's just doing Luke Skywalker shit.
Yeah. Or
And
they'll do
Mandalorian the movie.
Did he trying to make a what if show about Star Wars? I kept hearing rumorings about
That's
that.
been
And I was like,
everybody's freaking out about that and being like, "Oh my god, I'm sick of the multiverse." That's been a thing in like Star Wars Legends for a while, like just kind of like what ifs and shit. Like that's not. I think it seems
That's not
cool
too
actually. My concern is just like, are they going to be interesting with it, or are they going to say, "What if Luke Skywalker, but this," you know?
what if they weren't siblings? That's what I kept
Oh
saying.
god, they're
I thought that
yeah. Oh boy. Oh
that's
goodness. Like there's interesting stuff.
yeah.
There was that whole like completely out of canon. Obviously it's out of canon, but like a comic or something where Luke failed with the Death Star. Like he didn't blow it up and everybody hated him because it's like
Oh.
he turned off his target cuz the dude turned off his fucking targeting thing, closed his eyes and said I can do this and then he missed. And so everyone was like, you destroyed the whole rebellion. And you're the it was a very interesting Elseworld thing. I don't know if it was actually like official or not, but I remember seeing something like that. Something like that could be interesting. I think there's a lot more opportunity with Star Wars because Star Wars has a lot of personality to its universe and a lot of like watershed moments that the MCU didn't have. The MCU doesn't really have that much, you know? Like, oh,
Like moments where a character makes
what if Shang-Chi's villain met Thor 3's villain?
like that episode was okay.
I'm sure it's good, but it's just at the concept level, I'm not into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
But
I'm excited for Indiana Jones. I think it's gonna be cool. It'll be very fun.
Yeah.
But what else is on the fucking itinerary?
I didn't see the Invincible season 2 thing until like 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, it's just coming out in March. That's kind of what's happening.
I saw a lot of people complaining about that, and I was like, I kind of get it, but also people are gonna watch it. It's not like
no, I know. I think like I absolutely get like a mid-season break and stuff, but also the season's only and also like treat the animators right. Don't fucking overwork them, obviously. But the season's only 8 episodes, and so they split it down the middle. They should. I think it would have been better for everybody if they just dropped it all at once. You know, like when it was all done. But at the same time, that would have been a 4-year wait from the first season to the second season. So, and they're currently working on season 3.
With the pandemic, do you remember the Boys season 3 or Boys season 2 and Boys season 3 kind of happening almost back to back?
Yeah,
like a little bit. That and Barry happened like back to back. Barry season 3 and Barry season 4 were like barely a year apart. So I think maybe because of the rush of so much content coming out right post pandemic, they had a need to put some superhero thing out on Amazon, and so they kind of forced it to be end of last year.
Yeah, it might have. It's probably like a stock market thing, like for the investors.
Because otherwise they wouldn't really. The Boys wasn't going. It was just Gen V, and I didn't know
because they had Gen V. They don't have an Invincible spinoff. I mean, but they had. Yeah, and then they probably did something. It was probably a similar mindset with the Eve special. When was that? June.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that they let them take this long on Boys season 4, and I'm kind of excited for that because of that, because they have a lot more time to kind of nail the scripts.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. It's coming out like what later this year sometime. So,
Yeah.
but,
There was something
but
else I
yeah,
was going to say about Invincible. I don't remember what. Oh, I think what they might do. It came to me. Fine. I was worried it was just
yeah.
going to be gone
I
forever.
I I, I
Okay.
was quiet for once, and I let you kind of figure it out.
I think that. Oh, I lost it again. I'm kidding. Um,
Mhm.
I think maybe what they might do is like they it's maybe all the seasons might be like this, where it's 8 episode seasons that drop in kind of 4 episode chunks that each have a break in
Oh,
between them. So now, okay, season 2 is going to end in 4 weeks from March 15th or whatever. So April or whatever. But then season 3 would start up in August or something, and then do 4 episodes
oh,
there 3 months later, and then four
I
episodes there
guess.
3 months. I could
Haven't
see
you started looking
that
at
being a
season
way to
3?
like sort of like slowly drip feed it to us without having to have
Yes.
huge breaks in between. Like imagine if it was like we dropped all 8 episodes now, and then whenever season 3 is going to come out, a huge gap in between that. I don't know. That might be the strategy. Or very well just might be we just just taking mid season break and then just whenever it's ready and shit. I don't know.
That's kinda what CW shows kinda used to do, even, like, the smaller seasons, is they'd start at, like, right the intermediate time.
Yeah.
Like, remember
Well,
when,
that
like,
was like a
Supergirl had only
network TV always has mid-season breaks. That's pretty standard.
well, like, remember when, like, Supergirl had, like, 13 episodes? It's not that
Yeah.
they would start when all the other shows would start, they would wait until, like, kind of November, December to start,
Yeah, there
and
was
then they'd
something with
end.
like the blocks and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but
I don't know. I'm excited for
it's
Invincible. The comic exists for the people who are like so impatient. The
mhm,
comic exists and is good. It's very good.
yeah.
So
I'm interested to see what they do with Mark as a character because
I am too.
they did, like, some interesting stuff with him so far this past season. They put him through a
Yeah.
lot, and they're only gonna put him through worse, and I don't know. It's
Well, it's
interesting.
interesting though. Like compared to the comic, this Mark has been through like way more. Purely just in
Yeah.
the essence of like that
Like,
fight
up
with
to
his
the
dad is
yeah.
even just the fight with his dad is way worse in the show than it is in the comic.
Mhm.
Like it's a bad fight in the comic for sure, and like a lot of people die, but like it's way more malicious. It's
Yeah.
way more violent, you know. And so like that whole character arc is going to be very interesting to how you justify that, because especially now you look like how Mortal Kombat did Omni-Man, and all of his
Yeah.
intro lines are like, "Oh, I'm evil. I'm gonna kill you, and you're a pet to me." Like he's like it is has none of the nuance of comic Omni-Man. And I think that's
Yeah.
not because of the. I think it's just because the Mortal Kombat writers were like, well, let's make him like how people see him in
The
the
bad
in the
guy.
memes and
Yeah.
shit. But like, that's not really what the character is. And
Yeah.
so I think a
Which is why I
lot of
think
people are gonna hate what they do with him. People are gonna be really
because
pissed off.
because people are not gonna kinda clear his image in their head because of
Yeah,
what happened.
because
And so
he did
but that
crazy
makes
shit in that fight.
it a more interesting writing challenge to be like, "Okay, we can't fully redeem this character, so how do we give this character sympathy?"
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
true.
they can go do exactly what they did in the comic. They
Yeah,
have to drift away from that, but I don't know, they'll find something interesting.
that's
So,
true. Yeah.
you had something about the live action Avatar show.
Yeah, I was gonna
What's
talk
going on?
shit about it, but then I realized the trailer's coming out tomorrow, and I could talk more shit about it next week, and I could have
That's
more
fair.
shit to talk shit
I was
about.
gonna
Because
say same
god
thing with,
damn
like,
it, that
Aquaman.
show, I'm not excited for that fucking show, man.
Yeah.
They posted like a teaser for tomorrow's trailer,
I saw the
and I
clips,
just
or not clips, I saw the posters, and I
oh
was
my god, the
not
posters. Oh
impressed.
my god.
I was not
I don't
impressed.
know, but I guess I'll
No.
talk about it. I just it
Mhm,
feels like the movie's bad. I want to make it very clear. The movie is very bad. The movie's
mhm.
atrociously terrible. I feel like they are pivoting too far like they're not even like the movie is very bad in pretty much every way. There are a couple things that are pretty interesting. Like I think the costume design in the movie is really good. It's a little bit dull, but it's like
Yeah,
okay, this is actually kind of well done. Like I think the tattoos on Aang are pretty cool, or Ong in the movie, but like everything else fucking sucks about the movie.
yeah.
Um, but like I feel like this show's gonna have it's gonna be simple. I'll get to it in a bit. I think it's gonna have a
Mhm.
lot of the same problems as the movie. At
Yeah.
least like in terms of like the CGI and like it really is the costumes I just can't do.
Mhm.
They're designs that are
They're
specific
too
to animation, and
they're
then
too
they're way too
cosplay.
accurate. They're so
Yeah,
cosplay because that's what I mean. Cosplay is cool because cosplay is take animation, make it live action, and then you hang out at Comic Con and take pictures. Like cool. I love cosplayers. I love cosplay to death. But fucking like now it's a big production, and
mhm.
you have the fucking you like. Did you see that half second shot of Boomy in that? I don't know if you saw the
No,
trailer I'm talking about. There's a little teaser for a trailer. They show
I
Boomy,
didn't see the new one. No,
the old man Boomy,
he's
and
a
he
guy
has
from. He's a guy.
that's the
Yeah,
Amashu King. That's
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
the old man who's Aang's
yeah,
friend.
yeah, 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 yeah. That
I
guy.
love Boomy. I love Boomy to death, and I'm glad he's going to be adapted and stuff. But like
Mhm.
he looks like it's a design that doesn't work for live action.
Yeah.
And I think they are just like, well, we got to be accurate because I don't know. It feels like they're pivoting too far for
hmm
this from the movie. And and also just adapting this story to live action isn't worth it. There's no benefit to
It's
it.
a it's a
The cast
very
is great. The cast is going to be cool, except for the Sokka guy who's white and lying about being indigenous. But like
which
the
is
rest of the cast
crazy.
seems great. I know.
It
I
is
don't blame the
interesting to
show specifically for
compare.
that. Like they didn't know he lied. You can't
Yeah,
fucking
I don't. I think it's interesting to compare this to the Percy Jackson show, which we won't
Yeah.
get too far into. But like, there's a movie. It sucked, but there are
hmm
some things that people liked about it, but then some
And
things people didn't like about
I
it.
think the
I
Percy
think
Jackson show is pivoting too far away from what the movie did sometimes. They're
probably,
trying a
yeah.
little bit too hard to be not the movie,
hmm
you know.
But I
Which we'll
think the
talk about that,
difference
yeah.
with the Avatar show is
hmm
that the movie was honestly probably more hated than the Percy Jackson
Yeah, the
movie because the
movie's the
Percy Jackson
worst,
movie
like
got
the worst movie.
people.
It's like the worst movie ever made.
It is.
Like
It
not even as
is.
a fan of the show. Like the
M.
Percy
Night
Jackson
Shyamalan
movies.
decided to
If
say
you,
it is crazy
yeah,
that is just M. Night Shyamalan. He did
yeah,
everything on that movie, and he
yeah.
was just like,
Which
"I'm gonna
sucks
make."
because I like M Night Shyamalan. I think he's
Yeah,
actually a good director. Just not for
mhm.
something like that. This was
Yeah,
so much out of his wheelhouse.
but it is interesting to compare the 2 because I think if the Percy Jackson movie originally, when it came out, got more
hmm
hate, the Percy Jackson show would probably be worse right now.
Oh yeah,
It'd be more, like, sticking to the books,
yeah.
whereas I think that because the movie came out and, like, put not tested the border. I feel like that's too much of a compliment, but, like, push the border a little bit on, like, what could
hmm
be done with the material. The creators and also Rick Riordan is deciding, "Yeah, we can do a Robert Kirkman with the show, where we
Yeah,
take a lot of the cores and then change a couple things, and then change, like, the core of the story while
yeah.
changing things." Whereas I don't think the Avatar show gets to do that. The Avatar show the only
Well,
template for the
because the
Avatar show is
creatives left,
a
the original
horrible movie.
creators were gonna be on the show, and then they left kind of
That's
early
what
on for
happened, right?
creative differences, which is not a good
Yeah.
sign.
Mhm.
And I don't everything I see of it, I love the cast, but I swear to I just think if they had instead of just trying to do a one to one recreation of the show, which like you can't do because the show I think Avatar is the best show ever made, like
Yep.
without a doubt. I think it's a perfect show. Even the worst episodes are better than most shows. Um, Trying to do it one to one in live action just isn't gonna work. So I don't understand why not just make a fucking sequel show. Why not
Mhm.
have this cast and then tell the story of tell the Search comic and the Promise
The
comic,
Promise or yeah.
because those weren't I don't because those were written by Gene Luen Yang, but in like there was creative the original creators were involved, but I don't think as heavily in terms of like the writing and story. So there are
Mhm.
more liberties you could take adapting comic to live action show as opposed to animated show into live action show.
Yeah. Are they
And the
still
comics are
making
great.
the
Comics are
animated
really fun.
movies?
Yes,
I
they are.
heard,
And
like,
so
we
I'm
oh,
excited for those. Those are going to be great. I'm really, really excited for those.
mhm.
Um, Although I've been revisiting Korra and I'm not huge into I'll talk about this feels like another week, but I'm not huge
Mhm.
into the politics of it.
Yeah.
Not that it's woke. I don't think it's woke enough.
Very
It
soap
has like
ops, right?
it's very
It's like
it's very like libertarian in like its
really?
ideals. Like
Okay.
there's a utopian society that has an active military and is like it's very weird and just like you'd think a show like Avatar would be very leftist, but the actual like Korra is very much not. Like the
Mhm.
villains are fucking communists in the first season, or they say
Yeah,
they're.
yeah, I
Sorry,
do remember
no,
this, yeah.
the villains are what Republicans think communists are,
Oh,
what is
okay.
very much not. I don't know. Maybe I need to revisit it and stuff. I didn't hate Korra. I think season 3 is great, but
Mhm.
it doesn't really touch Avatar for me. Just Avatar's fucking.
I
I
no,
think
'cause I
all
remember
that stuff is
watching, like,
perfect.
half of season 1, and I just kinda
hmm
wasn't into it, but then I heard
Yeah,
so many things about the later seasons but then I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna get there yet.
3 and 4
Maybe
are 3 is genuinely 3 is I think better than season 1 of Avatar, but
yeah.
then the others don't come to that. The like 4 is pretty good still because Kuvira is a really good villain.
Mhm.
But season 2 is rough. Season 2, and a lot of stuff is important in season 2. Season 2 like kind of
That's
sets
why
up
I
season
had
3 and
to
4.
keep
So
watching
it's
the
just like
show.
you have to see season 3, or sorry, so you have to watch
Yeah.
season 2, but you kind of have to suffer through season 2 a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to revisit it though.
Mhm.
I'm just worried about this Netflix show, and I'm worried it's gonna be like a Wednesday situation where it's a show that I can't stand, but it's like the most popular thing in the world. I could see that happening,
Yeah.
or like the One Piece show. I did not like the
Mhm.
One Piece live action. I'm so sorry
Did
to
you
everybody that
did you
liked
ever
it. I
read
really didn't like it.
speaking of Percy Jackson, did you ever read the Kane books, the Red Pyramid and the Rick Riordan books about the Egyptian gods?
I read the only thing past the original 5 that I read was the first one with Jason or whatever that was called.
And then you stopped
And
because
then
it was
I
too
was
big.
like, this book's too long.
You read
Book's way
you
too long.
read that book.
It's for
That book.
children.
This was
Do
too
you?
big for you?
It's for
This right
children.
here? Yeah. You know what else was for children? Aragorn. Or Aragon, not
Aragon was too
Aragorn.
long too. Also, Aragon was written by a child. I'll give him credit for that. Or he was like
I never
19 or
read it.
something.
It was too long. I didn't read
I
it
just
because it
watched
was
the
too
movie and I liked the concept of Aragon a lot. And then I watched the movie. I was like, this is a bad movie. I should read the book. And then I started reading the book and I was like, this is too long. I can't do it.
Yeah.
The same thing.
These
Okay,
were
I
too
I
long.
had a book series that I
Not
adored as a
that long.
child.
Look at that.
That's
Not
huge. That's
not
like
that big. That's just like this. It's like this.
that's
It's like
the
this.
size. You can't see it. That's the size. I'm gonna switch to my camera. You see that I have a big omnibus of the Amazing Spider-Man. That is all of Stan Lee's Spider-Man
Oh,
runs.
so
That is
you
the
can read
same
Invincible
size.
Volume
That is
Compendium
the
1.
same
You
thing.
can't
No,
read
that's
this is what I'm
no,
saying.
no, 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 no. That is
'Cause it had
Invincible
pictures
issue
in it.
number
It had
1. That's a
pictures in it.
reprint of issue number 1 on top of an indie comic from a guy that I saw outside of Walmart and he was selling a comic.
When
And I
I
was like,
ask
cool, let me take
you
it.
when I ask you where to start for Spider-Man and you tell me start from Steve Ditko and go from there and then just keep reading, but then you
They're good
can't
books.
read book that's this side. Yeah, this is good books too. There's
Too
no
many
fancy
words. Too many
though.
words.
Yeah, that's
Too many
honestly
words.
that's too
I
many
can't read
words,
that many
yeah.
words. Give me an
Alright,
audiobook maybe, but the audiobook's more than honestly if the audiobook is more than 8 hours, I probably can't do that either.
yeah,
I
there you
get
go.
bored. That's more of a, it's more of a just like I'm just like I want to move on to something else. I can't do this shit.
Yeah, that's
Too long.
fair.
It's for children.
Yeah.
The
Do you
later
know what
Harry Potter
stopped
books
too
were the
long?
same
The
problem. And I think
Crisis on
4
Infinite Earth.
on from Harry Potter. There are a lot of problems with Harry Potter. 4 onward, way too fucking long.
He
Way
just
too
wants to talk
long.
about J.K. Rowling books now. I say I've tried to do my fancy transition into the
Actually,
Crisis.
her name is J.K. Rowling, and she's a piece of shit.
She's so much of a piece of shit that I'm not gonna correct that. She's still
She's so much of a piece of shit that I want to make it clear who we're talking about.
who she is.
J.K. Rowling is one of the
Yeah.
worst people on the planet.
I'm honestly great. I'm not gonna say
Because
anything
it's
to
like there could very much be a J.K. Rowling who is like
yeah,
totally chill,
just dogging on
like who
her.
like it's just, like hey, don't dog on Rowling. You don't know them.
That's fair. That's fair.
What if
That's
they're
fair.
actually and they're super pro trans too? You don't know.
Yeah, and then they can't be on
That
Twitter.
would
You can't.
suck to have the same. Like, what if your name is John Krasinski Rowling, and everybody like,
Yeah, they thought you were
but like you you
yeah.
just write. That's how you used to write your name. Like that would suck.
No, that's what it's like for there's like a guy named Joe Russo or something on Twitter, but he keeps getting
Oh yeah, I see him. Yeah,
Russo. Yeah,
yeah.
it's one of those. You watched. I tried to make a transition into the Crisis on Infinite Earth movie, and then you
Yeah,
just
we don't have time for
completely-
that shit. We're at 40 minutes. Let's move on to the
It was
fucking.
fine. That's it.
It was
It
cool.
was fine.
I mean, it
I
was
liked
whatever.
it.
It's
I
also
liked it.
is it 3 parts?
It's 3 parts, and the second
thought
part
it was-
they released a teaser for it
Yeah.
already, and it would come out sometime this year. Like
I thought it was 2 parts, and I was like, wow, we're already halfway done.
no, it's 3.
I don't know. It was 3. That's
I don't know
weird.
why it's 3. It should just be 2. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
I mean,
fine.
like it's weird. I think I would like an actual accurate Crisis adaptation because we've never gotten that and we never will. But whatever. I don't hate the Tomorrowverse movies,
One
and I like Matt
accurate-
Bomer as Barry, and I like Darren Criss as Superman. So we'll get honestly maybe it'd be better to talk about all this shit when it's all done. You know,
That's probably a
or
better
maybe
idea.
not. I don't fucking know. We're gonna have no topic for next week, so we'll talk about it then.
We'll talk about the Oscars next week. That's coming out as people.
What?
That's the nominations are coming out, right?
Oh fuck.
That's-
Oh
that's-
fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I just.
Oh.
I guess we'll talk about it next week. But all I want is for someone else to get slapped. I
Oh,
want it to be a
okay.
yearly thing now. Like
You have
not
to
like
go
planned, not a planned bit.
No, here's the thing that you know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be so many fucking shitty jokes about the
Yeah.
slap.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's gonna be
It's gonna be
so
awful.
many
It's gonna be
horrible
terrible.
jokes about, hey, don't come up here. We got
I've got
guardrails.
personal security over here. We got a wall. Yeah, no, it's gonna be awful.
We got guardrails so that none of you actor types come up here.
Yeah, the Oscars were fun for a solid 20 seconds, and then it became discourse, and then it became oh, it's violence. Oh, it's like shut the fuck up. It's two rich people fighting on stage. It was so funny. It was hysterical. Ryan Johnson gets it. I saw him tweeting about it, and everybody got mad at him for saying that. I'm like, no, dude, you get it. It was funny. That's all it was.
Yeah. My feed cut out when I watched that. I just remember that. And
you missed your you missed it. I was sleeping through the Oscars, and I woke up like 5 seconds before it happened.
I think I remember you.
Holy shit! Is this what is this what this show is like tonight? Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, our main story for today is the year ended.
The year ended yesterday.
How many of you guys knew that?
You know, I haven't mistakenly written down 2023 once. Like
I haven't had to write the date ever. I'm not a serious person who thinks about the date. I forgot. I never remember what day.
For you, it could still be 2023. Honestly,
I wish it was, baby. I could have healthcare still. I gotta figure that out. I gotta fill out some forms.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
But 2023 was I think pretty good year for movies, actually.
It was a very good year for movies.
Not a good year for superhero movies. Pretty good year for movies.
It's a very good year for movies. I just didn't watch enough of them. Honestly, I think you have better picks on your list than I do. Because you probably watched better stuff. I watched a lot of bad stuff.
You were very excited about today's episode because you wanted to talk shit about a specific movie, and I'm just like, why did you even watch that fucking movie?
I don't know.
We'll get to that when we have our worst movie of the year section coming up too.
We do. We have worst. This was. I will say this is not movies. This was a great year for TV and TV finales.
Yeah,
a lot of amazing. Yeah, and video games. And
video games. Actually, I think this is the best year for games we've had in like decades, just in terms of that's the rumor going off.
So
for
me, it's just outside of movies, I've enjoyed watching a lot of shows. I mean, a lot of my favorite shows ended this year, and that was last year, and that was kind of hard. But like they all ended in a pretty good way, except for one. The Flash. It's always the Flash. The Flash sucks.
The Flash ended this year. Whoa, I forgot the Flash ended this year.
Yeah, I know. No one talks about that.
I thought it was 2022. Oh, crazy. Oh.
But aside from that,
I don't watch TV, so I can't talk about it. I didn't watch it. I literally don't watch any TV shows.
But movies, I watched a lot of schlock, and it was fine, and it was okay. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, good thing because we have Letterboxd, and I was keeping track of it all year. I don't know if you were. I don't know if you were keeping track frequently, but okay.
Not as frequently.
So,
but yeah.
You want to just get into it? I guess we'll just get into it.
Let's do top 10 of 2023.
This is your number 10. Who wants to go first? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I can go first. Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Is Blue Beetle on your top 10?
Yeah.
Just don't tell me where it is. Just
is
it higher?
It's exactly at number 10.
Okay,
we have
exactly.
Fuck. Whoa. Whoa. Hang on. Whoa. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
No, we're identical in this position. Yeah. For number 10, we've got Blue Beetle. Both of us at the same spot.
I watched this in theater in IMAX because this one guy I knew really wanted to watch Blue Beetle, and he doesn't watch anything superhero related. I went to go see Oppenheimer with him too, but he was like, dude, I really want to go see Blue Beetle. And I'm like, sure, okay.
Blue Beetle was I've been on the Blue Beetle since it was announced, since the directors talked about it, since we saw the suit, since we saw the casting, since the trailer came out, since from day one I've been a Blue Beetle battalion member from the beginning, and then the fucking strike happened and I couldn't fucking talk about it.
I remember during Fandom, everyone was talking about the Batman trailer, and like, but did you guys see the creators talk about Blue Beetle? And
I was more excited about Blue Beetle than I was about the Batman trailer. I swear to God, I knew it from the beginning. I was like, this movie's gonna be the shit. Maybe not as good as Batman, probably not, whatever. But this movie's gonna be legit, and it fucking was. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't some like mind-blowing masterpiece or anything, but I think Sholo is super fucking good. I think the costuming was really good. It was a little generic in terms of like the plot structure, but like he was so likable and like there was a lot of heart to it. The stuff with the family was really well done.
That's people
Oh
don't
my,
really talk
there was
about
the
that. It was
horniest
good
romance I've ever
romance,
seen in a super.
and
Those
the
two were
ending
fucking.
just, like, had that
Those
little
two
thing.
were fucking.
Yeah. They were on the it was like, I was like, "I haven't seen this in a movie since 2005." It
I
was
have
like,
seen
it
I've seen videos of people in the theater like sweating, like
yeah.
like flustered, and I'm like, that's what superhero movies need to do. That's
Yeah.
the shit. That's the good shit right there. That's what I want out of Nightwing. Basically, get the
Yeah.
director of this to direct Nightwing,
Nightwing. Honestly,
and
that
it's
would be
only like that
actually
last
pretty
season,
good.
but last
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah, but it was I don't know, it was it didn't, like, pull at your heartstrings like crazy or something like
Mhm.
that. It wasn't like a genre reinventor or anything,
No,
but it was a nice, simple movie that got a lot of things right
yeah,
and then did a lot of good things with its premise, you know?
yeah,
Because it
and I think
is
like it doesn't. Not everything has to like reinvent the wheel and shit. I
oh,
wish
yeah.
this had done better, and I wish more people had been like had seen it, and I wish they. Well, I think it's because they didn't market it. That's the reason it didn't do well.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking knew this was even coming out.
Mhm.
But I'm excited to see that he's coming back, and like this cast
Yeah.
is gonna come back, and like I kind of wish they had just because like this didn't need to be DCEU.
Mhm.
It wasn't. It straight up
It
was
was
not a DCEU movie. They mentioned the
there's
Flash and Batman.
James Gunn keeps saying this thing where Blue Beetle is the first DCU character, but
Yeah,
Superman is the first DCU movie, but Creature
yeah.
Commandos is the first DCU product. And I'm like,
It's
that
a
just
little
gets
confusing.
real confusing. Just say
Yeah.
that he's gonna play Blue Beetle again.
Yeah.
That just say
I
that.
think what
But
they could have done is just swap this with Aquaman and say that this is the first
yeah,
DCU movie because Aquaman was the last DCEU thing and Aquaman
mhm,
was okay but not like great. And so you could have
yeah,
said but it's like I guess they want to what I think he wants to do is like really set like a space where he's like
mhm,
because if Creature Commandos isn't coming out till 2025, right? Like
mhm. It's
there's
like
going to be a good amount of
2024.
time
It's later
before
this
we
year, I
actually
think.
get wait, what's it?
'Cause I think Superman is coming out 2025, right?
Yeah.
So I think Creature Commandos is end of this year. That's my
Oh,
guess.
is it really? Oh, I don't know.
I think
But
so.
it's like
I'm not sure.
there's still like a good amount of space in between what like was considered DCEU and what is considered, for
Yeah.
branding and stuff. They honestly could have delayed this movie 2 years or something, but that would be like a financial
And then just
disaster,
yeah, yeah, because then it would just be kinda sitting in a vault for forever.
Yeah, exactly. But
But
like I think in the future this is going to be kind of like an Incredible Hulk situation where it's like this is canon and like people consider it part of it even though back then they didn't really say it was. I think
mhm.
but
I
I
will
liked I
say,
really liked it.
it was fun to see George Lopez in a movie after forever.
Yeah, I love George Lopez. Yeah, he didn't jump in slow mo or anything.
I know, he should have
I
though.
I was not expecting because I haven't talked about this movie. This movie
Mhm.
was so like class conscious.
Yes, it was
I
very
went into it
fun.
like basically completely blind,
It
and
felt
like
like something that you could have probably pitched a few years ago,
I
honestly.
was no I was planning on doing a Batman Beyond pre-write,
Yeah.
and then I saw this movie and I was like, fuck, a lot of the ideas are in this movie. I can't
Yeah.
do this. Like,
Troy
but like
was the ghost writer for this movie.
that scene where like at the beginning where they're just kind of sitting on the roof and looking at this skyline that's like huge and bright, and then they're
Mhm.
in their town which is like very slum and like not given resources and stuff. It was just like, oh shit. Like the stuff they were saying was like real, and I wasn't expecting that out of a WB movie or like a big superhero movie and stuff. And like I'm from San Diego, and like it's kind of similar here where like you
Mhm.
have like very strong like it's or I guess it's more so like if you look at the Mexican like because you can see Mexico from like fucking it's like a mile away and shit. You can
Mhm.
see like there's housing that is very clearly underfunded and has very bad resources right next to like a huge like
Crazy
sparkling
apartment
city. Yeah,
complex,
and it's just like there's such a and it's just like it's a single line. And like
yeah.
I
Mhm.
think this movie did a really interesting job of like the people that live there have to see that all the time and like how that affects them and shit. And I don't know, I really fucked with it.
There's a
And
lot
I
of
was not
stuff
expect I was caught so off guard. I was like, holy shit. Whoa, a
there's a
movie
lot of
gets
stuff
it.
in that show. It felt honestly a lot of themes I saw in this movie I've seen in plenty of Indian movies in the past.
Mhm.
Of classism and issues with kind of caste and stuff like that is a big thing in a lot of Indian movies. And
Mhm.
that thing of like you're living in the slums and then right next to you is like an A grade hospital that you don't get to go to. is like a
Yeah.
very prevalent theme in a lot of Indian movies. So it was kind of cool to see that. There are two moments in media that I every time I watch, I kind of think of something that you would have probably pitched, and that's the moment with the cops showing up at his house in this movie,
Hmm.
and the bridge moment in the Miles Morales game. I think of two
Oh
moments, and
yeah.
I always think that those are two moments that I would see in like a Troy Boy video.
Oh well, thanks, because those are
So
good. Those are
there
good
you go.
scenes. Like
Yeah,
for me, it felt very much like. Did you know going into the James Gunn Suicide Squad that it would be like super anti-military,
not as much
anti-imperialism?
as it was.
Me neither.
No.
I like
Yeah.
was watching it and I was like, oh shit, we're going there. Oh whoa,
Mhm.
this is a movie that is like whoa, holy shit. You like it came out of nowhere for me, and that's kind of how I felt about this movie with a lot of its themes and stuff. I was like, oh shit, that's rad, in a good
Yeah.
way, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Good
I
movie.
like Blue Beetle. Very good movie. I need to. I want to
Yeah.
get the steelbook of it because the steelbook's really cool. I don't know if I can pick it up again, but
Mhm.
you want to move on to
Cool.
number 9?
Yeah. Are we going through my number 9 or your number
Yeah, sure. Let's do
9?
your number 9. Yeah. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is Barbie. Why is it Barbie? Listen, Barbie is higher on a lot of other people's lists. I think
Yes, it
probably
is.
on yours too.
It's
I
yeah.
liked it. I went and saw it with my sister. It's funny because I saw Oppenheimer with my friend the day before, and I saw Barbie the next day. So I didn't do a true Barbenheimer, but that's fine. It was a I didn't double features. I'll say this note on double features.
Hmm.
Double features usually are two movies that are relatively similar. You know? Like you're going in to watch one kind of action movie and then you're watching a different kind of action movie. Going in to watch one kind of rom-com and then you're watching a different kind of rom-com.
Well, was
And
that
it's
not the
like you're
point? I thought that was the point with Barbenheimer, where it's like they're so radically different. Let's make a
yes,
joke of
but then
seeing
if
them
you're
both.
actually trying to enjoy the movies,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
it
Well,
feels weird. I like, I
like
won't actually watch Barbie and Oppenheimer next to each
yeah.
other and enjoy them the same, They're both very different kind of movies, and I need a spacer between that.
Well,
Maybe that's just
especially
me.
wasn't like the prevailing mentality like, oh, go see Oppenheimer first, and then Barbie will lift your spirits at the end.
Yeah,
But
and that's kinda what
Oppenheimer
it did.
fucks you up so bad at the end that you can't enjoy Barbie.
That's
Like
probably true, but I got a
that's
good
what
head.
I've heard people talking about. I get. I didn't do the. I didn't. We'll get to that when we talk about Oppenheimer. I didn't do the Barbenheimer thing, so
You
I don't
you
know.
just did the Barbie.
I just did
That's what
Barbie
you did.
a
You did
bunch. I just
Barbie.
did
The Barbie.
Barbie because
Yeah.
I'll get to that.
No,
Yeah.
Barbie's a good movie.
Mhm.
It's a great movie even. I did really enjoy it. I don't know,
But
just
not a
something
good
for
Spider-Man
me.
movie.
It's not a good Spider-Man movie. It's not a
Yeah.
good Batman movie either. It was I enjoyed it. I did
Mhm.
really enjoy it. It's just I connected with a lot of there are other movies on this list that are higher that I think are probably technically worse movies that I just clicked with better than I did with Barbie. Because I did really enjoy Barbie. And maybe I should rewatch it and I'd enjoy it on a rewatch, but it just didn't click with me as well
That's
as
fair.
some
Yeah.
other movies did. And maybe it is me watching Oppenheimer the day before and going,
Oh, yeah, that might do it.
"Holy shit, this is something." And then going into Barbie and everyone's marketing it, so you expect something of similar quality, and it's not
Mhm.
meant to be like that kind of a movie. So, I don't know, I did like it. You probably have more to say on it because I think it
Yeah,
worked
I
a
probably
lot
do. Yeah.
better,
Yeah,
but
we can talk. We can go back and forth when
yeah.
we
So,
get to my, you know. But
but yeah.
my number 9, I thought you haven't seen Theater Camp.
No.
Theater Camp is my number 9. Theater Camp is so fucking funny.
Mhm.
Like it's so good. I just love it. And
Yeah.
Ben Platt is funny in it. The girl from Shiva Baby, who's
Lucas
not
Graham
Rachel
does a
Sennett,
good
is really funny in it. Whose name I don't remember her name. And Io's in
job.
it for like 20 seconds, and she's so
Mhm.
fucking good. And I love Io DeBerry or Io
Yeah.
Debris. If I just found out how to pronounce her name. Um,
Yeah.
this guy hysterical, so
Yeah.
good. It's so funny, man. I'm a big
Mhm.
believer in just comedies. I love it.
Yeah.
Um, and like there's a good like message to the end of it. I was like, oh shit, I like this. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen. I put it on this list when it came out, and I need to rewatch it. But I remember really liking it. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, there's a lack of rom-coms or even coms with, like, thematic messaging these
I
days.
saw a lot of like not indie movie because these weren't indie movies and shit, but like I saw sort of a lot of like limited release comedies this year.
Yeah, like,
But yeah.
there was that other one from the SNL guys. What's that called?
Oh, the Please Don't Destroy movie.
Yeah, 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 that one.
Yeah, I didn't see
Like,
that. Well, that
what
was on
about that?
Peacock, wasn't it?
guess. But there was a lot of
Yeah.
those kind of movies that came out last year that I
Yeah.
never saw. And
Well,
I
yeah, a
guess
lot of
this is
streaming
maybe
stuff too.
oh,
But okay,
but
what's your number? Your number 8.
my number 8 is this movie called Jawan. It's a Hindi movie that was also like a pan-India movie. Um, you might have seen like clips from it on Twitter. It kind of got big like across like the interwebs a little bit.
Okay.
A lot of people talk about the movie RRR and they really love the movie RRR because that is like the token Indian movie now. This should have been the token Indian movie instead, because it's like RRR is a good movie, but it's really long for longevity's sake, and I think it has a few pacing issues, and some of the absurdity of the movie is earnest, and, like, that's the point of it is to be earnest, but it kinda comes out of nowhere and conflicts with the thematic messaging of the movie, in my opinion. And maybe I also need to watch RRR again. Jawan is what I think I wish like the big Indian movie, token Indian movie was. Not that I think there needs to be a token Indian movie, but if there has to be one, it should be this one. Because even though it's not my favorite Indian movie of last year, it's the one that does just the most. There's a lot of this director has directed 3 major blockbusters before with a certain actor. And this script is just all those 3 scripts just kind of jumbled together into one script, but it still works. Like even if it's not completely original, a lot of the concepts in the movie really work. And it's as bombastic as you want in a Bollywood movie. I think the ending kind of suffers from a lot of Bollywood trademarks, but it sets up its characters really well. And I think I don't know, it's just a fun movie that I don't think you need to be Indian to, like, enjoy. I think you'll
Mhm.
still enjoy this movie on your own, even if you don't speak Hindi or Tamil or anything like that. Like, you'd still
Okay.
enjoy them with subtitles just on your own, just because it's a fun movie, the same way a lot of people enjoyed RRR. If I'm gonna give an Indian movie to recommend for the year, it's probably Jawan, just because it's a nice, digestible, fun blockbuster. So,
Okay.
it's good. It was good. It was fun. Would make a
That seems
good
cool.
launch party.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
and
fun, yeah.
really good social commentary, towards the end of the film, because that's, like, one of this director's trademarks. I don't think it works as well during the film, like, a lot of the ways he executes that social commentary doesn't work, but I think the message at the end of the film about what Indian voters should be doing, I think is pretty resonant. So,
Okay. That's cool.
that's
That's
my
very that seems very cool.
mhm.
For my number 8, I had the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Wanted to watch this,
It
I
was
never
fun.
did.
I love
Yeah.
I'm a big John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein fan. I think like Game Night is one of my favorite comedies ever made.
Mhm.
And this was really fun. This took the like it was interesting and like I was expecting it to go like Lego movie with it, where it's like, oh, it's actually people playing the game and stuff. And it didn't really lean into the meta-ness like that, like the Lego movie did. But it was very much instead just like, hey, we just have a cast of characters that are like very likable and very fun, and we're gonna throw them into this setting. And like it is very much like the plot of the movie is the Italian Job. The whole thing is it's the Italian Job, but in sort of like a fantasy setting. And I think Chris Pine and Sophia Lillis and everybody, like they're all really fucking. What's the guy? What's the guy from Bridgerton? Jean, what's his fucking name? I don't remember his fucking
Renee
name.
Jean
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy. He was really fucking funny. Like his scenes, he's in it for like a very limited amount of time, but like they're hysterical. And I don't know, I've just been I'm in a comedy mood lately, so you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's my number 8. I don't have a ton to
No, I
talk
heard
about it. Yeah,
I
we're on an hour already, so maybe yeah.
I'll speed through them.
No, you don't speed through them, speed
What's my
through them. Yeah.
I'll
But
I'll
then
s
you've got the big
I'll
one for Oppenheimer's number 7.
I have okay. Oppenheimer is awesome. Should it be higher on my list? Maybe. I think I connected a lot with a couple other movies more, so maybe that's why I didn't put it as high on my list.
Smithy,
Um,
I got news
it
for
messed
you. I didn't see
you
it.
didn't watch it?
I still
I
haven't
know,
fucking
I've
seen it.
look, you said that multiple times. I I think it's good. I think it was I think I like some of I'm the weird guy who likes Tenet, and you haven't seen Tenet either.
Out of principle,
And,
baby.
like, I'd
The
rather
dude said you had to watch it in the theater during a pandemic, and I'm like, no, I'm not fucking seeing it in the theater, and so now I'm not seeing it. Eat shit,
and you're
Nolan. I
never
don't
going to
know.
see it.
I'm sure he's a good director. I like him as a director, but also I don't really like his movies lately. You know, it's more of a me thing.
I will say everyone has said stuff about Oppenheimer already on Twitter or video essays. I don't have anything really new to add. I just know that the more I rewatch it, the more I'm going to enjoy it. So,
That's fair.
and I don't care about the sex scenes. Everyone's talking about the sex scenes they should cut. I'm like, I don't care. But also, I did want to watch this movie with my parents, and I kind of don't want to because of the scenes. So I
That's
don't know. I get
valid
both
actually
sides,
though.
but it's
I
fine
think
to see.
like for real though, like the reason I haven't seen it isn't because of like, oh, I hate Christopher Nolan or I hate cinema. It's just a movie that's not for me. Like that's been my like it has never interested me from the beginning. I'm sure it's a
Mhm.
great movie. I'm sure it's a very well made movie, but I know if I watch it, I'm not going to enjoy myself. I'm not
No,
going to
that's
enjoy
fair.
it's more so I think more people need to be comfortable saying this movie's just not for me, and that's kind of been
Mhm.
my like mentality lately of just like it's just not for me, and that's okay. And so like why so too many people go to movies that they know they're gonna hate and then talk
Mhm.
shit about the movie. And I'm like, I know I'm not gonna like this, so I'm just not gonna go see it. And that's
No,
fine.
that's
You know, I feel like that should be allowed. I'm not gonna talk
mhm.
shit about Oppenheimer. I think Chris Nolan's a great director. I just his new I think everything post Inception hasn't really done it for me.
Mhm.
Interstellar came close. Interstellar came very close, but he the way he directs, the way he writes his characters, it's just not for me, you know.
Mhm. Which is fair.
It's just a preference thing, you know. I don't know, and like no disrespect if anybody likes it and shit. I just haven't seen it, and I don't know when I will. I was gonna go see it in 50 millimeter, but then they stopped playing it in 50 millimeter, so
Mhm. Yep.
they're yeah.
So then
But
don't.
yeah, but also I don't have it on the list, so I'm a piece of shit hack.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
My number seven. This is number seven for me. I feel like I would have it higher. My number
Yeah.
seven is Godzilla minus one. This movie's the better Oppenheimer. I should
This
have
is
done a
your
joke.
block the sad
This is
movie. Yeah.
genuinely, this movie is fucking phenomenal.
Mhm.
You need to see this movie. It
I think I
is
would. My professor recommended it to me,
perfect.
but then I needed, like, a dumb, stupid movie to go watch with
That's
my
not what
sister
it
that
is. That's not what
watched.
it is.
I
It is not
know, but
this.
I was in the mood for that, so I didn't go see this, and maybe I should have gotten in the
No,
mood
no,
for
that's valid. If you're in the mood for something stupid, like this movie is everything that I've wanted. I'm not even a Godzilla fan, but I've never liked the sort of the legendary American ones because
Mhm.
they've gone so far away from the original like meaning behind Godzilla of like he was originally a an allegory for nuclear warfare and stuff and like Hiroshima and like the destruction of that and the pain of that. And then it always bugged me that like American cinema took that and turned it into like, oh, actually, the nukes make him powerful, so we should nuke him to bring him back to life. And like just it's just like shit like that just really bugged me.
Yeah.
And so Godzilla minus one comes out, and the entire point of it is anti-military, anti-imperialism, anti-propaganda, and like I'll run you the gist of what this movie's about. It is about
Mhm.
it's in the 40s, post World War II. The main
Okay, so
character is a failed kamikaze pilot. He was
mhm.
supposed to die in war,
Oh,
but he quit. He was too scared to do it, and then and he ended up going back home, and everybody hated him for being alive. Everybody was like, "You should have died for your country." And the movie's entire point is it is worthless to die for your country. Like countries don't matter. You matter. The person matters. But the military is just gonna throw you out. You don't like they don't value your life. And like that is like that's the whole theme of the movie. And it's just like I was like it was on top of like this huge presence of Godzilla, which is like dreadful. He's scary in this fucking movie. And like I've
mhm.
never been scared of Godzilla. He is horrifying because he's not just a big monster. He represents not only like the nuclear stuff, but he represents the feeling of dread. He represents like capitalism. He represents the feeling of like he's an unstoppable force that you can't beat, that you can't be better than. And then you have like this handful of people that say, no, we're gonna try and do it, and we're not gonna die doing it. Nobody's gonna fucking die today. And there's a speech by the main scientist guy, and it's like you like it made me fucking cry in the theater at a Godzilla movie, and it was just like it's fucking phenomenal, man. It's genuinely
Yeah.
like I have it too low on this list, honestly. I
Yeah.
love this fucking movie. I love it to
Okay.
death. It's
Yeah.
it's insane. Just like everything about it's so great, and I think like it's necessary viewing for everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I really do
I
wanna
should
watch.
move this up. I should move this up to like
Yeah.
number four or something, number three or
Yeah.
four.
seems like it from the way we talk.
I love it.
Really,
I didn't like. It's like in my head. I was just like, well, I didn't cry as hard as I cried at some of these other movies. So
there are a
then
lot of tears this year, I
I
will say.
cried. I cry a lot in movies. I don't care. I'm proud of it. I don't give a shit.
Mhm.
But yeah. Go see Godzilla minus one. It's great.
I will.
And I
I
know
will.
Yash is watching this, and Yash also loves Godzilla minus one. And
Yeah, he was
Yash,
telling me to go
you're a real
watch
one
it
for
too.
that.
Watch it.
Yash is the
Yeah.
best. Yash, don't do the time codes. I'm gonna do the fucking time codes. That's my job now. Fuck you.
Yeah, he was so goddamn fast
He
on
was
it
so
last night.
fast. It was like 1 in the
I
morning. I was
was
like, let me do it.
like, "What the hell?"
Piece of
Dude,
shit.
crazy.
Piece of shit. Anyway,
And,
what's your name? Oh, I can't go any further than this. I can't go further. All right. Well, it's gonna be a little bit. It's
yeah,
gonna be a little bit off center.
that's fine. It's called Jailer. The movie is called Jailer. It's another
Mhm.
Indian movie. So the director behind this movie did like a really cool like sleeper hit that got a lot of success, and then made a slightly more blockbuster movie that got a lot of success called Doctor. And I really love that movie. Honestly, that's a great Discord watch party at some point. That movie. Then he made another movie with the star actor that was a total flop. It was a
Mhm.
complete failure, and everyone was like dogging on this dude to never direct movies again. And I felt bad for the guy,
Jesus
even though I hated
Christ.
the movie. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Nelson, he can't direct a movie again. He sucks. He's stupid." And I was like, I mean, he's not that bad. He just made
Mhm.
one kind of shitty movie. Let's see what he comes up with." This actor is like the biggest actor in India. And for the longest time, they were talking about dropping this director, but then he decided to kind of stick with it. They made the movie, they finished the movie, they released the movie. This is one of the highest grossing movies in India, of
Really?
all year. This is a phenomenal movie. And I quote Patrick Willems, who rated this a little low, but he still liked it. A truly deranged movie. This movie is fucking insane. The main character of this movie is an actual fucking psychopath, which is funny because this actor Rajinikanth, he has been known from the beginning to play very antagonistic roles. You know, like for the longest time, Indian heroes, like since like the 60s and 70s, were always these like pristine, clean, noble people. And you still get a lot of Indian protagonists that are like that. This guy comes in and he makes you like watch the bad guy more than the good guy in a lot of these Indian movies. And we haven't had a good like Rajinikanth role like that in I wanna say, like, at least 5 years. This is one of those first movies to kind of bring him back to that base. I think it's like there's this thing about, like, an actor really being in their element. This was Rajinikanth, like, in his element. This is a fun movie. It's really fun. It's really deranged. He took a lot of notes from, like, Breaking Bad, and you get a lot of, like, this character is very much like if Breaking Bad was a comedy, you know? Which is
Breaking
like
Bad. I think Breaking Bad is a comedy. If you just throw in a
I mean,
laugh track,
Timecodes
it's a
does do the same
sitcom.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
called Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah,
Yeah.
but, like, it's I don't know, it's a really deranged movie, but it's
Mhm.
really fucking fun. I had a lot of fun.
That
I
sounds
went
very
and saw
cool.
this with my
We should watch
professor, and
this.
we were expecting the worst, and I went in with, like, no expectations, and I came out really satisfied.
It
It's a good
just
movie.
shows. It sounds very. That's stuff with the director sounds very Andy Machete, where it's like,
Yeah,
dude made a
where it's
pretty
like a
okay movie, and
director
then
can
dude
make
made a
a bad
terrible
movie
movie.
and then make an amazing movie. It
It's
happens.
almost
That's
like directors are just people who just
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
don't have all the, sometimes they just flop a little bit. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for Nelson and his
No,
success.
that's cool. No, we should watch that.
Yeah.
Sounds really neat.
Yeah.
My oh fuck, I fucked it up. I
Yours
fucked it
is
up.
what?
My
Your
number is yeah. My number. What are we? Number six. My number six is it's Guardians 3. I don't know. Do you have Guardians 3 in your list?
I have it higher. I think I
Okay,
probably
we'll
enjoyed
get
it.
to it. Then I won't spend too much time on it. But I loved it. I cried a lot.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was not ready to cry. A Marvel movie. A Marvel movie made me cry.
In the year of
What
our
kind
Lord.
of fucking soups
Yeah.
ass bullshit is this? That's not okay. You can't do that to me, James Gunn. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about it later. But I think I made a whole video on it. I think James Gunn is gonna kill it with Superman. He proved it here.
Yeah.
Rocket Raccoon is the best fucking MCU character.
I
This
said
movie's
that.
dope.
That was my tweet when I walked out of the theater.
God
I
forbid somebody have the same opinion as you.
No, not allowed. Not allowed. Yeah, good
All
movie.
right. Well, what's your number 5? Wait, that's my
What's
number
my
5.
number?
What's your number? Your number 5 is The Killer. I've not
Oh,
seen
the
it.
kill, dude. This movie is like deranged in kind of the same way Jailer is deranged.
Yeah.
It's not. People were kind of dogging on David Fincher and saying this isn't like Social Network. This isn't like Zodiac. This isn't like Fight Club. This isn't like Seven.
Mhm.
I think that
Well, I would also
era.
say that none of those movies are similar at all. Like
No,
every single one of those movies is radically different from each other.
what what David Fincher tried to do with this movie is just give a big middle finger to
Mhm.
all the people that kind of typecast his movies and said,
Mm.
"Hey, I'm gonna do the tropes, but also like shit on you while I'm doing the tropes." It's a very
Mm.
like cult classic style movie. Um, and it is Doug for every kind of geek. Happy birthday, Doug! 1 week
Yeah,
later.
we already said it. Fuck you.
I
Fuck you,
know I'm
Doug.
doing. I'm teeing
You're not
up.
getting a second one. Back to Faye. No. You only get one fucking birthday. Fuck
I
off.
said it. Too late. But he said it best when he was like, "This is David Fincher's way of doing commentary
Mhm.
without like doing a commentary."
Yeah, I can see
Is
that.
just the way this character is like internal dialogue is paced throughout the movie is fucking hilarious and also fucking terrifying at the same time. The man literally spends the first 20 minutes of the movie talking about how pristine and how elegant he needs to practice before he goes to commit a murder and then fucks up the murder. And it's the funniest thing in the world. And it's about how this character is just a shitty guy and he knows he's a shitty guy and he keeps doing his shitty job. But like there's like a routine to it, you know? It's a great way to like provide like exploratory analysis and all these like kind of character tropes.
Mhm.
Um, it's not for everyone. I wouldn't say this movie is for everyone. It's kind of a slow burn. I think that's why it went to Netflix too, and that's why Fincher let it kind of drag on for so long, is because he wanted to really just let Fassbender just chew on the scenery of every single scene. And I don't say chew on the scenery in terms of like being a crazy maniac, in terms of just letting him look. Watching
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender just look at the camera is fucking terrifying on its own. So I don't know. It's a good movie. I don't think it's for everyone, but I did really enjoy it compared to a lot of movies this past year. And a big credit needs to go to the VFX artists on this movie. There is so much stuff. You can just look on the internet VFX for the killer. There are so many scenes that are just completely done as VFX. I don't know if
Mm.
it's Unreal Engine or something else, but there's a lot of shots of him in the opening act of the film, riding on a motorcycle. He's not on a motorcycle. There is no one
Oh,
behind the helmet. That's just a complete digital face, and you
that's
can't
cool. Huh.
tell in the movie.
Interesting.
It's just complete digital work. And
Huh.
even the fight scene, there's a lot of digital work to kind of cover up um, the blemishes or kind of make the lighting look a lot more pristine. So a big credit needs to go to the VFX people on The Killer. They killed it. Ha
Good one.
ha.
Good
I
one.
mean, I
No, I want to watch it. I've always liked Fincher as a director, so I just I don't know why I haven't seen it yet, but I want to.
mhm.
My number 5 is Ninja Turtles. I'm seeing a trend here
Yeah.
where mine are
Like,
the ones for children.
which is on here's the thing. We need more of that.
This
'Cause
movie
like
Ninja Turtles is fucking amazing. I think Ninja Turtles is
yeah,
like gonna be seen in the future as it didn't hit Spider-Verse numbers. It didn't
yeah.
hit like cultural icon or whatever. But like in
Mhm.
terms of like not only the like I honestly I might retroactively switch this with Godzilla just because I'm thinking about it now and like fuck Godzilla is so fucking good. But
Yeah.
the animation of this movie is stunning. It's so ugly in all the
Mhm.
best ways. Like it like every human character is hideous. And like I
Mhm.
think that plays really well to the themes of this movie and stuff, and the themes of like they want to go to the surface world, they want to be humans and shit like that. And like the personalities of all the turtles is some of the best they've ever been. There's a one shot fight sequence
It's
halfway
like your
through the
favorite
movie.
thing.
It is my favorite fucking scene ever. I love it. I love that scene to death, and I want everything. I want it to be in every movie ever. And I want to make a video on it. I want to make a video on this movie and like really go deep into it because I have the art book and I've been reading through it. I'm like it's so impressive.
Mhm.
And the way that it left off, it left off in a direction that's like different for Ninja Turtles. It like the things they're gonna do in the future. I'm like, oh, I've never seen that in Ninja Turtle stuff, and that seems really cool. And also Shredder, but like we've always seen Shredder. But I think the only thing that I'm like, I just don't like children, and they're so accurate to being kids, dude. they are like, it's because they are kids and they just
Can I
like
get a
riff.
bacon, egg, and cheese?
Which actually, that scene's great. That scene's so funny. I'm talking when Donatello is like, "Oh my god, this is just like Forza Horizon 5," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Chill the fuck out, kid."
I
But
would get those references, but you
that's
wouldn't
more
get
just
those.
a me thing. That's more
You're
just
old.
like I just don't like that's the problem when it's like same with Percy Jackson where it's like, "Oh my god, they actually cast kid actors." Oh shit, I don't like children. We're gonna
You
have
just
this is gonna be a problem.
You're just like vehemently repulsed by children,
I just
which
don't. I'm just not just like you know. And also, fucking Leonardo's coming for Dream's throat right now.
oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that it's Nicholas Cantu. Did you ever
And he was
see
good.
a certain YouTuber that got canceled had Nicholas Cantu on his YouTube video? I think you know who I'm talking about.
We're talking about
Um,
Dream, the thing I just made a joke about.
no, a different
Oh,
YouTuber that got canceled. But this was a video where he had to make an
fucking
advertisement.
Colleen Ballinger. Who the fuck?
Like, you remember Call Me Carson?
Oh, that guy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that guy.
There's
He
too
had a
many people.
video.
Too many
He made like
YouTubers got canceled. You can't just say
that's
that. That's such a
very true.
broad.
He had
That's like
he had
saying
a
the one white YouTuber with glasses.
he he made a video for like an advertisement competition or something where he
Mm-hmm.
made like an advertisement for a turkey sandwich and like an Apple style commercial, and it
Uh-huh.
was still, I swear to God, is one of the funniest fucking things ever. Where he's just
Wow.
showing a
You
bunch of
support
stock footage,
you
and
support
he's
canceled YouTuber Call Me
I don't
Carson.
support him. I support the
Interesting.
ad that he made for him.
Interesting.
God damn it.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Actually, I don't know if we can finish this top 10 list
Oh, we can't,
anymore.
yeah. Oh, cancel YouTuber. I did not support a canceled YouTuber. God damn it.
All right. What's your number 4?
This is a movie that I talked about too much already on Letterbox. I made like a video essays worth script for review of this movie.
I'm going to
It's a
read it.
little, yeah, you're gonna read it.
Yeah.
Look at no, just look at how long it is. Don't read it. Just look
Where
at
is it?
how.
Wait, why can't I find you?
Why can't you
You
find
think
me?
I don't like I genuinely really dislike Discord on or
Letterbox.
sorry, okay, thank you for including the ad on my fucking
Yeah,
it's on the
because
fucking
that.
podcast. I don't like Letterboxd on desktop. Like
Yeah.
the it's too difficult. I'll pull it up. I'll pull up. Wait,
You
that's
really
yeah.
got.
Okay, there you are. Wait. Did these switch?
Did I? Oh yeah, I did switch them. That's right.
Oh, what the fuck?
I
Did you
forget.
do it while you were while we were talking?
No, I did it like an hour ago.
What the
That's weird.
fuck?
It took forever.
All right. Well,
But
we're
yeah,
on
I
number
did
4 right now, so you got to talk about the killer some
I
more.
just killer again. No, I will say I kind of go back and forth with this movie because I had the
Which does
highest
it?
expectations for this
Does it?
movie.
I
This
gave
is
it a 3.5. Oh, that's just the average rating. Okay.
that's
I thought it said
I
I
gave
gave it a 3.5. I was like, I didn't fucking watch this. What the fuck?
yeah, I was gonna say I gave it a 3.5, and I
Oh,
think
you
it
gave it
fluctuated
3.5.
3.5 and a 4 because I really wanted to love this movie, and there is
Interesting.
a single sequence in this movie, kind of how you feel about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel
Mhm.
about like that about a 20-minute sequence in this movie. It is pristine. There, if you watch the movie, you know it's the scene in the coffee shop. It starts in a certain way. It's paced beautifully. The tension rises, and at the end of the scene, I was mouth agape in the theater. It was fucking perfect. From that point, there is nothing in the movie that lives up to that level of quality.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to love this movie. I was honestly more hyped for this movie than the new Mission Possible, but it just let me down in a few ways narratively, but it
Mhm.
still kept me going because it did some interesting things with character dynamics that I haven't really seen in an Indian movie before. It's part of a franchise. Remember Vikram when we watched Vikram a
Yeah.
long time
Yeah.
ago? It's
Yeah.
technically in the same universe and stuff like that. They're trying to
Okay.
build like a universe with these characters. And it doesn't have anything to do with like the rest of the universe. And I think honestly it's at its best when it's kind of own movie and it doesn't have anything to do with any of the other characters. I just think they kind of got a little bit carried away with what they wanted to do with the universe, and that's kind of what let down the movie. Similar to a certain major franchise that is going right now in the US. I think it's taking the wrong notes from the MCU and it's trying to be the MCU. And I'm waiting for them to kind of not be the MCU and just do their own one-off movies. But I don't
What's
know.
the
It was a
other
good movie
wait.
still.
Oh, this is the one that is being like the MCU.
Yeah, they have a
Oh,
thing
I
called
thought
the
you were
L.
saying it was being too much like another. Oh, are you saying like Star Wars?
Yeah, I guess like Star Wars too,
Or what are you saying?
honestly.
What are you trying? What was you? What are you? What is your
I'm
implicate? Where were the chest?
Well, yeah. I think that these movies are called the LCU movies now because
Oh my
it's the
god.
director's location. So they call it the
Oh okay.
location cinematic universe. And
Okay.
they're really writing into the thing that it's like a multiverse, but they're
Mm,
all crime movies. It's like if all the Martin Scorsese movies were tied together.
they're
And
all
it's like that
connected.
doesn't it's like I
This
don't
is the
need that.
universe where crime happens.
Yeah, exactly. And we're the post credits is gonna be Batman showing up. I don't know. I think these movies are better as one-off movies than they are as, like, universe movies, and I think
Yeah,
that's kind of what hurts the quality of the movie at the end of the
I
day.
can see that.
But it's still I don't know, I still liked a lot of the stuff they did in the movie. Read my long ass essay of a
Read
review
my
if you
books, Mark.
Yeah, read my books more.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was a good movie. I have a connection to it, so I rate it high.
That's valid. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's very fair. My number 4 was Asteroid City. I am not normally actually the biggest Wes Anderson fan. I
Mhm,
don't dislike his movies, but just like none of them like really speak to me. This one spoke to me. This one is fucking great. This one like is kind of like an intro because like there's been so much discourse about Wes Anderson about
mhm,
like about oh he's too pretentious. Oh his movies don't actually like oh we're trying to find the meaning in the Wes Anderson movie and shit like that. But I think this movie had a very interesting frame like interesting lesson about art and like meaning in art and finding meaning in a society where you struggle to find meaning for yourself and stuff. And like the characters are very interesting. It's still very Wes Anderson in like the color palette and the framing and like it's such a Wes Anderson movie. But just like I really love the theme of like you don't have to know. You don't have to have an answer all the time. You don't have not everything has to make sense. Just like kind of live your life and be with the people you care about. And it was something about that movie. I was just like, this is really cool. And also like the ending scene, the framing, the way it's sort of like structured, I really really liked. Um, and yeah, no, I think it's a great movie. I fucking have the Blu-ray. I need to watch it again.
mhm. My
It's
goal of
probably my favorite Wes
2024
Anderson.
is My goal of 2024 is to get into Wes Anderson movies because I've just completely avoided them all my life.
He makes good movies. I need to
Is
see. I think Fantastic Mr. Fox is going to be the one that would like really speak to me. It just I haven't seen it yet. The other ones are still good. I just nothing has been like, oh, this is a movie that's like for me and I really like connect with it and stuff. But
is
he's a
this
very
movie
talented
like
filmmaker, I think.
I heard a big complaint of this movie being that it's too Wes Anderson, almost like The French Dispatch. I heard the same complaint.
I think
Does it feel too
French
Wes
I think French
Anderson?
Dispatch is too that's I agree with that for French Dispatch. I think
Mhm,
that's kind of the point of this movie. I think this movie
mhm,
is Wes Anderson saying, "Hey, I make movies. You all try to overthink it sometimes. Just watch
mhm.
the fucking movie." You know?
Yeah.
And I really really liked that. I like when, you know, it seems like kind of almost like a meta commentary on his filmography, you
Yeah.
know?
A lot of directors doing kind of meta commentary related
A lot
movies.
of directors are getting sad, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I hope they're
they're
okay.
getting burnt the fuck out by superhero
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah. But
Speaking
all
of
right, Guardians
directors
Vision number
being
3.
sad,
Yeah.
Guardian. Man, Rocket Raccoon is the best character in the
Best
MCU,
character.
and it's never gonna get better than that. Dude,
Yeah.
that whole just everything in that scene
Your
before
number
the
3 is
Lego set
Guardians, by the
scene.
way. Did we say that? I don't think we
Oh,
said
yeah,
that for the
no,
audio
I don't know.
listeners.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, directed by James Gunn.
Yeah.
I that the Lego I call it the Lego, set scene, because do you remember the Rocket Raccoon Lego set that they sold? They sold a Lego set called Baby Rocket, and it's Baby Rocket in the yellow ship,
Oh,
and
you mean
everyone
when all of his friends get,
Yeah, that's a
you know,
Lego set.
that's
That's a Lego set.
hilarious. That's the
I know.
funniest thing I've ever heard.
I
Oh
really
my
want
fucking
that Lego.
god. That's
But
awful.
the Lego set scene is like the best. Like I don't cry at Marvel movies, and I didn't
Mhm.
cry at a Marvel movie, but I got really close with that scene. That got me very, very, very
I didn't
close.
cry
I
like a
was
Marvel at a Marvel movie like a fucking bitch.
yeah, like a
I would,
baby.
yeah. Anybody that cries at a Marvel movie is a fucking loser, dude. I don't do that shit. That's
Subscribe
not
to my
me, man.
podcast on
Subscribe to my
iTunes.
podcast where I talk about
Yeah,
how Oppenheimer was too long.
Avocado was too long and too much sex.
No, this movie's fucking great, and I think I'm surprised at how like painful it gets. Like
Yeah.
you think of like Marvel movies and like they're so sanitized and so like soft, and like there's never any like, obviously there's never consequences to any of these movies, and like nobody really dies in this movie, but like you feel pain. You feel like it's James Gunn is like, no, you're gonna kind of suffer a little bit. You're gonna suffer for the story, and you're gonna suffer with this character. And
Yeah.
like that's something that like not even the Spider-Man movies are willing to do. Like none of these other movies are willing to say, hey, you the audience member are gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna
Yeah.
deal with it because it's important. And I think that's a very
Honestly, I
good
think No
sign
Way
for a
Home
director.
sometimes gets close with that, but it doesn't
It's
go all the
close.
way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think if Aunt May had actually been built up as a character, then that would have worked
You
really
would've
well.
felt
But
that
she
more.
wasn't. Yeah.
I think
Like
that
so
James
many Marvel
Gunn.
movies feel like they're trying to appeal to like online discourse too much, where they all
Mhm.
have like every time somebody dies or every time something serious happens, there's like the sad thing they said. Oh my god, they said a sad thing, and now I'm gonna quote the sad thing, and oh my god, I'm crying. But like this
Mhm.
is just like, no, something fucked up shit happens, and the villain is fucking horrible. The villain is a truly evil man, and you're gonna watch him get the shit beat out of him, and it's cathartic, you know. And I really love that.
No, you said something interesting about how this movie got you excited for Superman. I think I wasn't that excited for Superman until I saw this movie because there's an interesting bit James Gunn did on Rosenbaum's podcast Inside
Mhm.
of You. He kind of talks about what it felt like when the cancellation stuff happened. And like how Gunn has this interesting philosophy of like I can't feel loved until someone shows that to me, but like
Mm.
kind of that night was a night that even though all the shit was going on, a lot of people that were close to him, whether it's on the cast or the crew or his friends, showed him a lot of love that night, and he felt kind of deserving of that love in that moment. And that I think is something that he's really seeded into the character of Rocket Raccoon, and that's why we
Yeah.
really feel that in those scenes is as much shit as he does, and as much shit of a person he can be or a raccoon he can be to the rest of his team. Everyone is like crying and fighting for him, you know. And I think that's something that like you can tell is personal. Even if you don't know anything about James Gunn, you can
Yeah.
tell from a creative
I never made that
perspective
connection, but
that
yeah. Yeah.
it comes from some kind of personal space. Honestly, he's been talking about Superman, and he talks about how
Superman's gonna fuck us
it's
up, dude.
because you know what he's talked about how writing this he wasn't going to direct Superman.
Mhm.
In the process of I believe writing Superman, I think his father passed away or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That kind of helped him complete the script.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see what he kind of does with the Superman character, especially calling it Superman Legacy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what does that have to
And like
do
you've
with
got the John Kent character, and the father
Yeah.
is all about Superman's a lot of stuff about his father and shit. And well, it's interesting that James Gunn keeps on bringing up All Star, because I think Owen mentioned this. Owen likes comics. Who is love Owen.
Yeah.
They Owen mentioned that Grant Morrison, when Grant was writing Action Comic, or sorry, All Star, their father passed away at the same time. And
Yeah.
so it's like it seems like it's gonna be from a similar place. No, I think it's gonna fuck us up. This,
Not that you have to always quote unquote weaponize that for your
no,
writing. I
no,
don't
no, no,
think
no.
that's necessarily what you always have to
I
do,
don't
but
think it's
I think
weaponizing. I think
it's
it's
not
actually
weaponizing. That's not the right word for
it's
it.
coping in a way. You know,
Yeah,
like there's
it's
something
there.
malicious about it.
Writing is honestly, I believe it's a form of therapy in a way, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it a lot of the best material, a lot of the best like stories come from in some way a source of pain. You know, it's
yeah,
turning that pain into something positive. So I don't know. It gets me really excited for Superman, thinking about what it took him to even make Guardians. I guess,
yeah.
and it's over. The last thing that a lot of people
MCU
cared for.
is over, and it ended on a high note. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Actually, the Marvels
never.
was fun. Everybody hated on the Marvels. It was actually okay. I thought it was pretty
Okay.
decent. I've seen worse.
Mhm.
My number 3 is Bottoms. Coming off that
That's
conversation, Bottoms was
that's.
amazing. Bottoms was so fucking good, dude. Bottoms is the
It's funny
funniest
that
movie
bottom
of all
is at
time.
the bottom of your list. I'm gonna shut up. You keep
It's at the
going.
top of the list. You
I
piece of shit. Don't forget it.
won't. I won't.
No, this
I wanna
movie
watch.
is like it's perfect in every way. It's like okay, get the queer stuff first. Queer stuff, they do a great job of representing like queer life in high school, and like queer
Mhm.
friend groups, and like queer romances and stuff like that. But it's also, on top of that, it's just genuinely funny. I think Rachel and Io are two of the funniest people working today. Io has a monologue at the beginning that is fully improv, that is fucking hysterical. And like you can see Rachel like struggling to like not break and like struggling to just like kind of let Io go off. It's such
Mhm.
she's so fucking funny. And Marshawn Lynch is so good in this fucking movie. Everybody's so fucking funny. And it's so refreshing to see assholes, like characters being like not like bitchy, like a lot of high school stuff, like with a lot of female characters, they're like every mean girl is, oh, you're so bitchy. It's very like it's like catty.
All girl.
The
All girl.
main character in this movie is an asshole, is a
Mhm.
piece of shit. She is horrible, like horrible to her friends. And there's something like very interesting and like deep about that. And Rachel plays her really well. And that's like, and it's hard because like I love Rachel Sennett, but you fucking hate this character who's is it PJ? I don't fucking remember. It's so good. I love this movie, and it's not on Blu-ray yet, and it makes me so fucking mad. I love this movie to death. It's and also it has a blooper reel at the end, so that makes it a 10 out of 10.
That's great. That does make it a
Movies
10.
need to bring back blooper reels. They don't
They
have them
do.
anymore. There's not even a
Especially
blooper
love.
reel on the fucking Barbie Blu-ray. Like it doesn't exist. And I know there are bloopers to it because they fucking released it again in IMAX and they showed the bloopers there, but it's not on the Blu-ray. It makes me so mad.
I will ask, is Bottoms to The Breakfast Club what Booksmart was to the one Jonah Hill Michael Cera movie?
Oh, super bad. No, this is a
Superbad.
little bit more super bad. This is
This is
like no like breakfast. So the plot of this is Rachel Sennett and Io, they lie
wait,
and
there's
say that they made a fight. It's Fight Club. It's Fight Club for the gays.
oh,
But they're
okay.
lying about it to hook up with girls. And
Mhm.
but like there's so it's so cartoonish and so like surreal. You go into, I didn't realize it was gonna be like wacky. You go into it and you think it's gonna be like kind of just like a regular comedy, and then like in the
Yeah.
first scene, it's so I don't know how to explain it. It's so over the top. Especially by
Mhm.
the end, it just goes down a down a rabbit hole and down a level. It's just like this is not a real movie. This is not
Yeah.
real. This is not a real situation. But fuck, it's really funny.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's genuinely just a good comedy. It's a great fucking comedy. Um, and yeah, I really liked it. I love it.
Cool.
We
Huh,
have the same number
okay.
two.
We do have the
We
same number
talked
2.
Spider Man. We
I got the
talked about
poster
Spider
behind
Man.
me, but you can't see it. Good movie. Good,
I
good
got the
movie.
popcorn bucket behind me.
Please don't overwork the VFX artists.
Yeah,
Don't do
that's
that.
why I moved it
That
to
kinda
number
ruins the
two.
vibe.
That's
That kind of ruins the vibe a little bit.
especially like we've already talked about why this movie's so good, so we don't need to go into it too
Yeah.
much because it is a great movie.
A whole review on it. That's right.
We did a whole episode and I did a whole video. It's oh yes, I talked about this movie a fucking lot. It's a great
Yeah.
movie. You can really see how like rushed it was sometimes.
We can. I
Especially with like the Blu-ray release having completely different animated scenes. Like they
oh,
completely
yeah.
changed certain character designs for the Blu-ray and like certain different scenes just don't exist anymore because they were just for the theatrical version, which like oh you could argue is cuz it's the multiverse, but that wasn't the point. It's because the
Yeah.
animators were overworked and like stressed out and were under crunch.
Yeah.
And you look at like you ever realize there's not that much Spider-Punk merch, but there's a lot of merch for that one cyborg Spider-Woman because that
Yeah,
character was supposed to be a big part of it, but they changed
you're
their mind kind of later on. Remember Delilah from Spider-Man 2? The
yeah, that was
fucking
the
side
whole thing.
quest? She was cut
Yeah,
from this movie. Just like I don't know, there's it's
yeah.
like I love this movie. I think it's a great movie. But boy, the more I hear about it, the more I'm like, fuck, let's
It
not
does
do that
also
again.
it and aside from all that too, it does suffer from part 1 syndrome,
I don't
just
agree
like
with
an
that.
unforgettable miss.
I
You
think
know?
the part one. I think everybody was like, "Oh, it's half a movie." No, it's fucking not. I made a whole video about that.
You did, and I
And you
agree
didn't
with
watch it. You didn't watch it.
I did, I remember. I just think it still does a little bit.
It
Like,
is a
not
little bit.
as much
Yeah.
as not as much as another movie that's on my list, but,
Oh yeah. Oh well. You're. Oh, I know what you're.
yeah. But
Well, that movie's not any. Well, not anymore.
no, yeah,
That
not
movie's
anymore.
not.
I should've bought that goddamn Blu-ray. God damn it. I don't know why I didn't buy that Blu-ray. I'm so pissed off about
You
that.
missed your chance.
Um,
Missed your chance.
but I do think that, like, it is funny that this movie had, like, actual good Indian representation
Yeah, it had a great
in
Indian representation.
I remember walking out of Eternals and thinking that I would never get, like, actual decent Indian representation in any Indian movie ever again. this movie came out, and I was like, "Oh, okay." It's not even India, and it kind of works. And that went a little bit unsaid, but like I'm glad that happened. But yeah, no, they
Yeah,
overworked the
that's
shit
important.
out of these artists, and
I
I
that's
think there is a world
yeah.
where the third movie doesn't even come out. I don't want to live in that world, but
No, it's still. I mean, this movie did make a shit ton of money. This
it
movie was
did.
huge. It was super popular. Like it is. It's really cool. I think the everybody's talking about like the fall of superhero movies and shit like that, which I don't think is actually real. But
Mhm.
if we are going to attribute it to anything, I think it would be this movie actually. I think
Yeah,
everybody's like, oh, it's because of the Flash. No, it's because this movie reminded everybody that movies could be good.
yeah.
Like it reminded everybody how
But then
good movies
everyone
are
had to watch
allowed to
the
be.
bad movies for the rest of
Yeah,
the
it was
year.
right after that was the Flash. It's like, oh boy. Um,
Exactly.
but no, I think this movie. I don't think the part one, part two thing is too much of an issue. There's a cliffhanger, but I think it does still kind of exist in its own.
It builds up to a conclusion. I will say
Yeah,
that, like, it isn't the most bombastic, crazy conclusion in the
you don't
world, and I think
realize it's the conclusion on a first or second
yeah,
watch. It's like you have to kind of view it through a different frame to see that conclusion, and I understand that. But like I don't know, I still really like it. But it's again like every single thing I see coming out of it, I'm just like,
yeah,
fuck, man. It just brings it down a little. Not the actual movie, but just like kind of my feelings. Like, it sucks that I'm not going to get the same experience watching this movie ever again because they changed it. It's not the same movie anymore. You
yeah.
know, like I feel like there was a lightning in a bottle, and I had those
Mhm,
feelings when I watched it, and now when I watch the Blu-ray, it's going to be a different experience because I know in the back of my head, like, oh, they changed the design. Oh, they changed this line. Oh, the animators had to work overtime for this. Just like a bunch of little things are compounding and
mhm.
making me like it less, but I still love it, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know,
No, that's fair. Is it better than the first one?
I think technically, yeah. I think Spider Verse 1 has a higher high of the leap of faith scene
Yeah,
that this one
yeah.
doesn't have, but this one is a lot
They
stronger in terms
try
of
to replicate it,
characters and
but it doesn't
animation.
hit the same. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it really had the opportunity to replicate it. Like yeah, sure, you could say they tried to, but like because because of the part one, part two thing, the big climax is gonna be at the end of the
Next
third
one,
one, you know, and they're really building to that
yeah.
versus
Mhm.
like the big moment was, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
I think in terms of like animation and characters and like themes and stuff, this one was a lot stronger, you
Mhm.
know?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
Your
it.
number
I
one. Wait,
have
what was mine? Did I
my
say? Oh yeah, we had the same number two. I'm stupid.
yeah. My who are we doing next? Is
You
it
can do
me?
you do your number one.
My number 1 was Mission Impossible because it was the one I was the most excited
Hang on. No,
for.
that's not the title. Say the title.
Mission Impossible:
Mm-hmm.
Dead Reckoning.
Mm-hmm. And
Part part part
continue.
part 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 4.
Not anymore,
Not
baby.
anymore. Honestly, I when they announced the title was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, I wanted to throw up. That's like the worst fucking
It's so
title for
fucking funny.
it's so what I understood later that Dead Reckoning is like an idea for like when you're in a submarine, if you're heading somewhere without knowing where you're going, that's called a dead reckoning or something like that. And there's a scene in the movie with a submarine and they're going to end up going to a submarine in the next movie or something like that. So I'm like, okay, but it's still like I don't know, it's not that cool of a title. And then part 1, why? Why did you have to call it a part 1? People
Classic.
didn't go see this movie because
I
it was called part 1. They're
That was
like, "I'll
me.
just wait for part 2." Yeah,
That
the
was
guy
me.
right above that's what he said, and he didn't go see the goddamn movie. He went to go see Barbie 500 times
I didn't
instead.
see Oppenheimer either.
Why'd you release this movie a week before Barbie and
Oh
Oppenheimer? I
my
am
god, what
yelling
a bad.
because
Oh,
that
what
was
a yeah.
stupid. Paramount, you guys fucking suck, and that's why
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is going to work with goddamn David Zaslav right now. I the release for this movie was terrible. I still loved it. I think upon rewatch, it gets a little worse, and maybe Spider-Verse takes my number 1 spot at times,
Mhm.
but I think it's solid, and I think Mission Impossible Fallout captured lightning in a bottle the way, Across the Spider or Into the
Into
Spider-Verse
the
captured
Spider-Verse, yeah.
lightning in a bottle. Dead Reckoning is very much like Across the Spider-Verse because it's a part 1, but I think you feel it more with this one because
Mhm.
as much as there is this crazy big bombast like with Across the Spider-Verse, I think there's a lot of character storylines that need to be resolved in the next film, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point is introducing you to these characters and then seeing where they go in the next film. Whereas with this film, a lot of the character arcs kind of end towards the end of the film. Like Haley Atwell's character gets a great conclusion. Tom Cruise honestly goes on a pretty nice journey throughout the film, but there's so much plot shit that
Hmm.
needs to go into the next film that leaves, and honestly that's worse in my according to me,
Yeah.
because as long a character argument or a character arc being concluded is nice, but when there's so many kind of like leaking elements of plot that I need to keep waiting for like another year to figure out, that just makes it feel like the movie forgot those plot elements, you know?
Yeah.
A character dies in this movie, and it's a very emotional moment, but to this day, I am still like, "Did she really die? Did I don't know if they really died or not." I could see them not dying, but I could also see them dying, and in some ways that works, and in some ways that just doesn't work. Which is why I don't think it's, like, as lightning in a bottle as something like Fallout, but it still nails what it tries to do with the characters, and it's filmed excellently, it's scored excellently, it's acted excellently. They did really up their game with this movie compared to a lot of the last movies. Um, it's just kinda similar to across, and this is kinda representative of me watching movies last year as a whole, is I know it was a great year for movies, and there are a lot of great movies this past year that I didn't get a chance to see, like, a lot of stuff that just went straight to streaming that I didn't get a chance to see, and that maybe I should go watch. But in terms of the big blockbusters, as awesome as a lot of them were, there were a lot that kind of left me yearning for a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and stuff like Across the Spider-Verse was that, some stuff like Dead Reckoning was that, some of the Indian movies I kinda watched were kinda like that. There were a good amount of movies this past year where I was like, "This is really cool." I don't know, was it worth seeing this in a theater or not, just for me personally?
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't I because I think the year before was stuff like Dune, and when I went and watched Dune, that was like, "Whoa, here's a package," and even though it felt like a part 1, I don't know, for some reason, I think I enjoyed, like, the way that was paced better than some of the movies that came out this year, because all these movies are doing the part 1, part 2 thing
A
now.
lot of part one, part yeah.
Everyone wants to do the part 1, part 2 thing now, but you still have to have a solid part 1 to give you the legs to do a part 2, and
Yeah.
there's a good amount of that this year, but I don't think there was enough. I don't know. That's
I think
that's
I
my
think
hot
the
take of the
event
year.
movies I think event movies in general are kind of not dead necessarily, but like
They're
they're not where
dying.
they used to be. Like it
Yeah.
used to be everybody wants to see Infinity War, everybody wants to see Endgame, you know, and like like the part one, part two has never really worked for me. I think Across the Spider Verse is the one that does it the best because I see that standalone arc within it. But
Yeah.
like everything was trying to do that. I think the bigger issue is we have all these massive tentpole movies. We had a tentpole release like basically every week. You know,
Mhm.
that was a 200 $300 million movie. And if everything is trying to be a tentpole, you're not actually going to have a tentpole, right? Like
Yeah.
the whole point
You
of a
need a tent.
tentpole is it's yeah, well like it's something has to be the highest point. And
Yeah.
so like that's I think the bigger issue is not like a superhero fatigue or anything like that. I think it's more so that movies are just getting so expensive and
Mhm.
so big. And I know Dead Reckoning was really expensive, but that's mostly because Tom was paying for people during the pandemic and stuff, which I think is really cool of
Yeah.
him. Um, but yeah, I think we're seeing like a big shift in how blockbusters are treated right now. You know,
Mhm.
because it's like now we have either big tentpole or um big tentpole or streaming release, you know, and it's one of the
Yeah.
two. And there's not really that mid-budget movie like like Bottoms or something, right? There's not really there's very few people going to see those in theaters, which I think is
They
upsetting.
all end up
So
going
that's
to
where
streaming, or they end up getting
yeah.
canned for tax reasons.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Exactly. This was the
But
year of that too, that I don't
yeah.
think
Oh my god.
people need
Yeah.
to remember that a lot of that stuff happened this year, and
Yeah.
I think we need to, like, keep that in mind going into this year too, is that, like,
Yeah.
a lot of bad things happen in this industry,
At least
around.
the yeah, some of those ones ended up coming back. The Roadrunner
This
movie. And Scooby Doo never actually got canceled. That crypto one that was never canceled. It was just people said it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was a fun
watch
movie though.
it.
But
Mhm.
speaking of tentpole movies, fuck
Mhm.
my number one. Fuck, why can't I
Or
fucking switch tabs? My number one is Barbie. I love this movie. I think I'm the only
Yeah.
person that has it at my number one. Everybody's moved on from it. I love it to death. I cried like a baby twice. I saw it twice in theaters and I sobbed both times. I
Oh.
know there are issues with it. I know it's not like some perfect thing or anything. I think like it is very much feminism 101. But if you ask me, that's okay because I think that was the point of the movie. It's a Barbie movie. You know, I think it first Greta Gerwig is a very talented director. I think she did a fucking insane job. Margot Robbie, I love Margot Robbie to death. I am probably the number one Margot Robbie fan. I think she was incredible. Ryan Gosling was fucking funny as shit. I think everybody hyped up Ryan Gosling a lot. I think my issue is more so less with the movie, and more so people like really got attached to Ken and Ryan Gosling and stuff, as opposed to the what the movie was actually doing and saying.
Trying to
You
say
know,
about Ken. Yeah.
literally, yeah, because like I think this movie again, while sort of being kind of feminism 101, it's very nice for big budget blockbusters to say those things. And I know a lot of stories about people who heard those things, who heard like America Ferrera's speech and then realized things about their own life and then ended up leaving like abusive relationships because of it and stuff. And I think like if if this movie was even more complex and more intersectional, which I think is important, and maybe like potential sequels should be doing that, because I know they're making sequels, which I don't know how I feel about that, but if they are going to make sequels, it should be more like that. But I think for what this movie was doing, I think it did it really well. And also just like the talk about like life and being alive and like what is life and shit like that. I don't know. I eat that shit up and just like I know it's like the number one movie, and I know like everybody's talking. Like, I think a lot of people think it's like overhyped and stuff, but I still just like really connected with it. I really connected with what they were saying about just everything. You know, I don't know. I fuck with it a lot. I don't know.
No, it was. I mean, I think a lot of people did connect with it. It's really as simple as that, right? It's not just like I don't think just because something's popular means it's bad. That
Mhm.
the days of thinking about media like that need to be over. Like that's not a thing
Yeah,
anymore. It
I saw
is really
somebody
just a
saying
for a lot
somebody
of people.
commented on a video of mine where because I said in the video I was like Barbie was popular because it was good, and I firmly believe
Mhm.
that. I think if this movie wasn't good, I don't think it would have
It
made
won't-
money. I don't think
Yeah,
if I think if it didn't look good, it wouldn't have made money. I think because the
yeah,
trailers were good and because the word of mouth was really good, like this movie looked good because it was good and it was marketed
yeah.
well because it was good, and Greta Gerwig did a good job.
For the Chevy commercial,
I
everything
think if
except
this
the
was just a piece of shit Barbie movie that was just like thrown out, right? Like just thrown out for content's sake, I don't think it would have been nearly as popular. And maybe fucking Barbenheimer helped or something, but I don't know. I
honestly,
think if
Barbie never
anything,
helped Oppenheimer more than it helped
yeah,
Barbie. Like that's
probably yeah.
because it
Like
was.
maybe more boyfriends got dragged to Barbie or something, but like I went to
Probably,
Barbie willingly, so
yeah, but it was I don't know, I live in Iowa, nothing happens in
Mhm.
the state, and people were going and dressing up to see Barbie here,
Yeah.
like, that was you don't see that here, so I could tell it was a big deal, well, even when
Yeah,
I
I
went to
do
go.
see. Talking about like the landscape of movies and movie theaters and stuff. I do see more people, like more movies in the future being like that, where
Mhm,
we don't get that many huge, massive successes, and the $300 million movies don't do very well. But I
mhm,
do see there being like one or two movies a year that are kind of like the event that
yeah.
kind of come out of nowhere. I don't know what that movie's going to be this year, um, but like
I don't
Madam
know
Web,
what's
it's going to be Madam
Madam
Web.
Web.
Mad-
After that promo, everyone's gonna go see Madam Web
Everyone's
after
gonna
that
see Madam Web.
promo
He was
circulating
he
around
was
the
in
internet.
the Amazon with my mother while she was
The
researching
Amazon
spiders
was in the
before she died.
I love that clip.
I
I
love that
can't
clip.
wait
I'm so
for
excited for that movie.
I don't I can't wait for Madam Web to make Web
The
$1 billion.
web $1 billion. Yeah, I'm so
No
excited.
one said
Anyway, do you
bar
have anything you
billion
want to say
dollars.
about Barbie?
I think it was good. I
Hmm?
think I wish I connected to it the way that a lot of people connected to it. Maybe I will if I rewatch it more often.
Hmm.
I think it was just because I watched honestly, a lot of it probably is just because I watched
That's fair. I think that's understandable. I think that was very irresponsible of everybody to say to do. Like, of
Yeah.
course Oppenheimer's gonna fuck people up. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, whereas
That's why
I
I
think
didn't. That's part of why I wasn't interested in it.
if I watched it in a more controlled setting, I think I probably would have enjoyed it more,
Yeah,
but
I think I just
I'll watch
like
it
I
again.
cried a lot in Guardians, but I
Mhm.
think because that hit me at a time in my life where I would get emotional about that. I saw
Yeah.
Barbie twice, and during that montage scene, I just like I like was uncontrollable. I was literally like, when I saw it with Olivia for the first time, I like was fucking like sobbing, you know?
Aw.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like if a movie can bring out an emotional reaction for me like that, that is enough to
Not
warrant
even
it being the
that
first.
makes yeah.
Yeah, I don't, I can move, I can, and also it's just funny as fuck. It's like the comedy is genuinely good. You know,
Mhm.
I've been kind of on a comedy kick this year, and I think
Yeah.
this is the best, probably the best comedy of the year. I mean, Bottoms is more of a comedy, and probably had more like laugh out loud moments and shit. But especially for a
Yeah.
big budget like blockbuster main tentpole release, I think this movie did a really good job with kind of everything it was doing. You know,
Yeah, I think that's
and
fair.
also just like the
Honestly,
behind the scenes of how like all the stuff of how Greta like showed people classic movies. Like they'd have movie nights of like, hey, this
mhm.
is what this is, and she would show like her inspirations of like, hey, we're gonna watch Sing in the Rain. Hey, we're gonna watch this movie, and like this is what I want to get from this movie. And hey, your performance, I kind of want you
Fun
to
set
emulate
to
some of
be
these
on,
things.
right?
What?
Like that, like more than anything, I heard people talk about how it was a really fun set to just be on
Yeah,
first before
it
anything
seemed
else.
fun. Yeah,
But
yeah. No, I yeah. It seems it. I just the Barbie good movie.
good movie.
Barbie a movie. Anyway, I
A
want to talk
great
about
movie.
questions. We're doing
Sure. I was
questions.
gonna
It's
say
an hour and
before that,
50. We're at two
I was
hours,
gonna say,
baby.
you're getting close. I will say really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of what you're talking about, that emotional reaction of like something that you watch that just like even in the middle of nowhere just gets you there. That was TV for me this year. I think more
That's
than
fair.
anything, I got to really appreciate like good TV. The last season of Barry, no one's talking about it. Fucking phenomenal. Last season of Succession, people are talking about it. Fucking phenomenal.
We forgot to do our
It
worst movies. What's your worst movie? Talk about
I
your
don't know.
piece of shit movie. Talk. Let's do
There
it.
is
Go
one
for it.
movie that's, like, genuinely horrid, but that's not funny.
Talk about the
Real
what you
worst,
want to talk about.
Ghosted. There is this movie starring Chris Evans and Ana de Armas, and it's horrible. That's why are you going to Only Me? I don't want
This is your
why
thing. This is your
okay,
moment.
okay. This is my
This
moment,
is
this is
what
my
you've
moment.
been waiting for.
Chris Evans and Ana de Armas star in this movie called Ghosted, in which Chris Evans is this Chris Evans is this normal dude who meets Ana de Armas. There is a single scene in which they like race up a set of stairs towards the beginning of the film. It's probably the worst thing I've ever seen. I see what you're doing in OBS. I'm
No, you
not,
don't.
not seeing. No,
Continue.
I don't.
Keep going.
There's a
Keep going.
scene in there's a scene in the movie also where they're like secret spies or something, and they're walking around. Yep, they're walking around some country, and Anthony Mackie shows up for a tacked on cameo, and then Sebastian Stan shows up for a tacked on cameo, and they all show up
Mm-hmm.
for these goddamn tacked on cameos, and it's the worst thing that ever happens. And then the biggest scare of the movie is this goddamn jump scare in the middle of the movie where Ryan Reynolds just shows up as one of Ana de Armas' exes, and it was so confusing. I had no idea what the fuck was going on or why Ryan Reynolds was in this movie. And then I heard it was just because Chris Evans called all his friends to be in this movie. And I was like, Chris, buddy, why do you call all your friends to be in this movie? This is the worst fucking movie I've ever fucking seen. This movie fucking sucks. And I decided to waste my time watching it. I don't know why. I watched so much dog shit this year. I watched Ghosted. I watched Heart of Stone. I watched Animal. Sandeep Reddy Vanga, you can go fuck yourself. Your movie fucking sucked dog shit. I've watched so many horrible movies this year, and I don't know what to do with myself. Maybe I should just watch all of the movies Troy decides to watch from now on and just not trust my own taste whatsoever. That's all I had to say. Great crossfades. Those
Thank you.
really
I
that's
said that to
great.
20 seconds, but I forgot to
I
time it.
no, I could tell that you were really proud of that. So
I
I
was
just
pretty
want to
proud of
give
it. Thank you.
it work. That's all I had to
All I
say.
gotta say to that, is you watched Ghosted.
I watched Ghosted. Why did I
That's
watch
gonna be my
Ghosted?
response for everything. Anytime we have a disagreement, I'm gonna be like, you watched Ghosted, dude.
Yeah, I can't even say anything to that. That's just valid. I watched Ghosted. I don't know why I did that, but I watched it.
That's fair though. I mean, we all have it. I honestly thought you were gonna say The Flash was your worst. And so
It
I
should
came
have
prepared
been.
with a different one. The Flash is my worst,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
fair.
really hated Indiana Jones. I really did not like
Yeah,
that movie.
I
I
put it a little too
for
high on my list,
I
honestly.
saw it, and that's why I decided to add this section because I wanted to bully you.
Yeah,
Um, I am a big Indiana Jones fan. I watched them all again in preparation for this. Even Crystal Skull. Crystal Skull is not bad. Crystal Skull. It's not great. It's not terrible. This
It's
movie,
a
Dial of
bad idea
Destiny.
to watch good things before you watch a bad thing,
Well,
though.
you know what? Then maybe they shouldn't have made the fucking bad thing. And then
Yeah.
maybe they shouldn't have said this is Indiana Jones 5 where he's 90 years old and doing shit
Yeah.
with time travel. Fuck off. Um this movie has, I don't love Crystal Skull. I have a lot of nostalgia for it, but I don't like love it. It's okay. It's fine. It's Spielberg still, so it's still good, right? Even the worst Spielberg, Ready Player One, is still Spielberg. Just kidding. Ready Player
Mhm.
One's fucking terrible. I hate Ready Player One. But this Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I love James Mangold. I think he's a great director. He did not direct this fucking movie.
Mhm.
This was everything wrong with, I think, like modern cinema, modern blockbusters. It had every single same problem as Crystal Skull. Every single thing everybody hated Crystal Skull for, this movie had in spades. But
Mhm.
it wasn't as in your face about them. It still
Yeah.
had all the same issues. It still had all, like, every single problem. But it also wasn't directed by Spielberg, so it didn't have the same Spielbergerisms, the Spielbergerisms. It didn't have
Burger.
those same set pieces. Like, nothing in this movie is real. It is all gross MCU style CGI, fucking deep fake young Harrison Ford. It just feels gross. It feels like content that they spouted out, especially for a franchise that was so personal to Spielberg. It's literally like him. Indiana
Mhm.
Jones is literally him. That's the whole point. He's like a self-insert into his like favorite archaeologist stories.
Yeah.
And so just like it's just this movie was gross. And then the only thing I liked about it, the only thing I liked about this movie was the last 5 fucking seconds when Marion showed up, and I was like, oh, I like Marion, and I'm glad to
Real.
see that they're happy together. But guess what? Crystal Skull did that too. It was
Yeah.
fine. It's just I don't know. It's
It
yeah.
kinda
I don't
it
know.
shows you that James Mangold is a great director, Harrison Ford is a phenomenal actor, Phoebe
Yeah,
Waller-Bridge is a phenomenal actress
yeah.
and
Nothing wrong with the
writer,
cast.
and, like, you can get all these talented people in a room together and then have them do some dog shit studio dog shit,
Yep.
and it's gonna still look like dog shit studio dog
Yeah.
shit, and I don't think
I
studios will ever learn that lesson. They'll
I am
cast whoever, they'll
all
put
like,
whoever, they will never
yeah.
learn that lesson,
I'm
so,
down for this new game. I just really hope it's nothing like this movie. Like
yeah, fair.
I did not care. And like obviously the Flash is worse, but we've talked about the Flash for hours. I'm
Mhm.
not talking about the Flash
Yeah.
again.
No,
I
I
think the
would
Flash
kill the
actually is
podcast.
a
We need to kill
representation of
the podcast
everything.
again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck. I mean, we're at 2 hours again. You see, I'm
Yeah.
tired. Remember
No,
when we
I
said, yeah,
know.
these podcasts gonna be an hour? We're gonna do hour-long episodes.
Why did we go this long? I don't
Well,
know.
we got to
I
number
thought
5, and I saw the time
yeah,
code. I was like, oh
I was
shit.
like, "Wait." Yeah,
Oh
I also
fuck.
did. Yeah. No,
um,
we'll go back to hours
well,
next one.
let's just do questions really quick because
We'll do
I made a
questions.
promise and I intend to keep it.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
So, Clyde from the Patreon Discord. Because if you join my Patreon at TroyBoy17, you get added automatically to a Discord server where we can hang out and talk and ask questions and shit like that. Clyde asks, what is both of yours favorite projects coming this year? What are you most looking forward to?
You go first. You go first because I need
I
to
don't
think
know. I
about
was
what's coming
waiting
out.
for you to tell me because I don't know what's coming out this year. Fucking Madam Web.
I've
I'm saying Madam Web.
I
I'm
was
sticking with that.
this is my cheap answer. I really need to watch The Bear, and season 3 of The Bear, I think, is coming out this
I'm not watching. The Bear seems
year.
stressful. The Bear stresses me. I watch a clip and it's all screaming, and Doug's like, "It's so funny." I'm like, "No, it isn't. No, this looks painful. This looks terrible." I'm sure it's a great
I will say
show. I love the cast.
I'm kind of excited for Furiosa. I remember watching that
Oh
trailer and
yeah,
thinking
I'm
it
excited
looked
for Furiosa.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So that also there's supposed to be Despicable Me 4 coming out this
Oh
year.
hell yeah, that's what I'm looking forward
That's
to.
gonna be awesome. And Joker's not on that list. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't know what to think about
I
the
think it
Joker
actually
movie.
could be. I'm excited for Joker in the sense of it's gonna be everything that the Joker fans don't want it to be, and I'm really
Yeah,
excited for that.
that'll be great. Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
Also the Sting, who's also a patron, but they asked on Spotify because we have a Q&A on Spotify, so hit us up with your questions. They asked
Do
on
that.
thoughts on Marvel only having Deadpool 3 for this year. Which I didn't realize that was their only project, the only thing this year.
I I'm good with that.
I'm good with it. I
I
mean, I don't think
I've
Deadpool 3 is going to be good, but I'm
I
cool with,
think it
you know.
I think it'll surprise us. I'm holding out like a little bit of hope for some reason. I
The
don't know
fact they
why.
were filming during the writer's strike makes me suspicious,
That
you
is
know.
scary, but then they seem to have slowed down during the writer's strike and
Yeah.
maybe
Well, I
the
mean, with the
refilm.
actor strike, they couldn't be
Yeah,
filming, but
that's true.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm
here's
suspicious of it.
here's my thing. I not a lot of people watch The Atom Project. That was a Sean
Mhm.
Levy movie too, and people
Yeah.
keep talking about Free Guy, and I know Free Guy came out and that was Sean Levy's big thing, and maybe
Yeah.
Deadpool will be more Free Guy than The Atom Project. I really, really like The Atom Project.
Yeah.
I like the script for that movie. I like the premise. I know the kid's Percy Jackson's now, so maybe there's a little bias
That's
there
the only reason
too,
why,
but
yeah.
I don't know, maybe. But, like, I did really like the movie before that announcement happened. I was excited for the Percy Jackson shit because it was that kid. So, I don't know, I I thought that movie was written actually pretty well. If
I think Sean
anything,
Levy's
I
a good
hope
director. I actually
yeah, he
I
was
like
writing
Sean
the
Levy.
DC movies. I grew
His
up on the
his
DC movies, you know?
his episodes, I don't like Stranger Things has issues right now because of a couple fucking Zionist piece of shits.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. Fuck those
pieces of
guys.
shit. That's them. But I think Stranger Things season 4 is really good, and he directed a lot of episodes of that, and he did a really good job in those episodes.
Yeah.
And so like he's a good director. It's just down to like what is this story gonna be? What is this direction? It seems like it's going a little too meta for me. Like
Mhm.
it seems like it's gonna be, oh, it's all about the Fox universe. It like I don't know. I hate when Deadpool. I like Deadpool as a character. I don't normally like fourth wall breaking stuff, but I like Deadpool. But I think when you go a little bit too fourth wall with him, it gets annoying. And especially when
Mhm.
you make the story of the Deadpool thing a
The
fourth wall
fourth wall
joke,
stuff.
it's too
Yeah.
much. Like, calm the fuck down. Like the best Deadpool comics are just a normal thing, and then he himself is silly and a little bit fourth wall breaking, but it's
Yeah.
not like the plot. Everybody really overthinks it with Deadpool stuff, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think Deadpool 3 will the only reason I kinda hope Deadpool 3 surprises is because I hope it
Mhm.
is more Adam Project than Free Guy,
That's
because
fair. Yeah,
the thing is, people hate on Free Guy, and it wasn't that good of a movie. I enjoyed parts of it, I don't
I
know,
hated
it
Free
was
Guy.
I enjoyed I don't know, I'm weird, I guess. I just,
You watched Ghosted.
I did watch yeah. That works, that actually works. I can't say anything to that.
Instant
You're right.
shutdown.
Deadpool 3 is gonna suck ass, and I'll still be rooting for it, I guess. I don't know. It'll be fun. The Hugh Jackman is in a suit. That's what everyone's
Yeah,
freaking
oh,
out.
he's into suit. He's got the mask. I don't know. I think it's just it. I also think Logan was such a good ending to that character that it's like
Feels weird. Yeah.
it seems like the same situation with the Flash, where it's just like you're bringing back cameos for cameo's sake,
Mhm.
and like it's cool to see him get the suit, but like I don't give a fuck about the suit.
To what end? Yeah.
Yeah, what? Who gives a fuck about this?
Let's
Um,
hope it's okay.
yeah, but I mean, if it's Marvel's only thing, that'll be good in terms of like quantity, because they've had that
Mhm.
big quality over quantity issue lately.
'Cause then they'll
They've
be
been pumping
focused
shit
on
out.
just the release for
It'll be just
Deadpool
that,
3,
yeah.
not the release for Deadpool
Yeah.
3
And then there
because of
will
that.
be kind of a break in between Marvel stuff before like what's after that? Probably Thunderbolts, right?
I think Thunderbolts, and no
Then
one's gonna watch that.
nobody gives a shit about Thunderbolts.
No one's gonna watch that.
But like at least there will be some space to hopefully try and build up some better or for Marvel to buy more bots for Twitter
Yeah.
to sway
Pretend
people,
people
because I'm
buy
convinced so much media marketing is that, where it's
so
just
much
bots being like
marketing was probably bots, and
literally I feel like it's like not necessarily to specific projects or anything, but like there has to be some company that says, oh, you want to market something, what we should do is like have people in replies, so when people go through the replies they can just kind of take the opinions of other people, you
yeah.
know. I'm convinced that's a thing, not like some
Yeah, you can do
conspiracy
that with
type
AI.
bullshit, but I think it's happening. Call me fucking,
Yeah.
give me a tinfoil hat, I don't know.
No, I think
um yeah.
they're gonna keep. I think there's like a couple Disney Plus shows too coming out or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
probably.
how much people are gonna pay attention to those. I guess it's a good thing that there's only one theatrical release, though.
Yeah,
We'll
I think
see.
so.
There's nothing else. It's 2024 is a great year now for, like you were saying with Barbie, those sudden hits. You
Yeah.
know, because DC's not really doing much. Marvel's not really doing much. The
Mhm.
big blockbusters are going to be like Kong, Furiosa. It's going to be stuff where it's like, not that the Godzilla Kong movie is gonna be amazing, but, like, that's not Marvel or DC.
No, I
Furiosa
think
is
yeah.
Marvel or DC, that's a full George Miller ride, you know? So there's gonna
Yeah.
be a lot more of that kind of stuff this year, and it's not good for Marvel having only one movie. I think it's good for the rest of the industry, though.
Marvel can eat shit. That's how I
Haha,
see it.
whoa. You said bad thing about Marvel. Whoa.
I don't like that. I don't like that you said that. It made me feel really subconscious.
Sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it that rudely.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, sorry.
No, fuck Marvel. To
I
quote
was
David
doing
Ayer,
it.
everyone's favorite director of The
Release the
Beekeeper.
Ayer cut. To quote David Ayer, remember the time I directed Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
That's all he talks about now. Like, dude, move the. At least talk about. Oh no, don't talk about Bright. Definitely don't talk about Bright.
I mean, I kind of want to watch this new movie. I've been hearing okay things about it. The Jason Statham Beekeeper movie.
Oh, was that him? I forgot. I didn't realize it was him.
Yeah, it was him. It looks okay.
We'll see. It wasn't written by Max Landis, was it?
I don't think so.
Because Max Landis did Bright, and that's why Bright was really bad.
Anything anymore?
Yeah, I hope not. Oh, no, he is. He's doing shit. He has
he's doing stuff on like YouTube, right? That's not.
Yeah, he's doing like Kickstarter shit. I don't fucking know.
Oh.
He's a nepo baby. They never really go away.
Except Jack Wade. Jack Wade gets to stay.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, sorry. The bad ones never go away. The good ones are the best. Yeah, Jack Wade and I like Maya Hawke still. Do people still like her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There was another question, but it was so fucking late. So we're not gonna do that. We'll do the next question next week. We did some questions, and you all better congratulate us in the comments.
Maya Hawke is starring in something that's been produced by a studio that's like down the street from me.
Really?
For some reason.
That's cool.
Which I thought was interesting. So maybe
that's for a job. Go knock on their door, go up to the receptionist and give them a resume. That's how you get jobs.
That's literally what
That's how it works.
If anyone has jobs.
These Gen Zers don't put in the work.
They don't know what it's like.
You have to hustle.
The Oppenheimer music.
All of our shorts are gonna have the Oppenheimer music over it.
Yeah, can we do that, please?
Get me the Oppenheimer music and I'll do it. I don't know what music you're talking about.
I won't tell you. Go figure it out.
All right, fine. All right. You want to say anything else before we end it? Before we wrap it up?
No, we get a long episode. Sorry.
Long episode.
You're welcome.
We'll see if there's one next week. Maybe I'm too tired now. Maybe we just pulled another flash episode thing, and now I'm burnt out for another 6 months.
I'm fine. We'll talk about something. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Honestly, like give us ideas.
Yeah, honestly, because nothing's going on right now. So it's like
Oscars, I guess. That's not. No, I don't know. We can talk about that. I don't know. So if you have something that you think we should talk about, let us know in the comments below.
Or email us at fanboytalk@gmail.com.
And we'll read it.
I do get notifications for it. I do. The thing is, the thing that's the most toxic thing about me, and I feel so bad for everybody. I read every single DM I get. I just forget to respond. I see it and I'm like, I'll get to that.
You know
what
I don't. Is, Troy? Now you're gonna get like 5 times more DMs.
I know.
Yeah.
You think I like this? You think I like living this way?
No.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us on Fanboy Talk. This has been TroyBoy17 coming at you not so live. Joy Boy Mithi at Film Caffeine. You know where to find us. Thanks for watching. I'll make an intro later. Like, subscribe, comment, all that bullshit. See you guys around.
Bye-bye.
Wait, did it